Ready to explode. I'm ready to explode. Man, I'm excited. This is the first time I've been out of the house in like weeks. There's no children here. I'm so excited. I love the kids. I love my life. I love how things are going. I'm just really happy to be here right now. I am Owen Money. Across from me is Dirt McCoy, the real McCoy.
Yes, sir.
This is Owen and Dirt's Pop Culture Radio. And finally, back by popular demand, and by popular, I mean, you know, me and Dirt. I mean, I think two people asked where Bushey was. And that was your mom and Brittany.
Yeah, my mom asked me, she's like, are you guys doing the podcast anymore? And I'm like, yeah, about that. There's been a lot of injuries and illnesses and sicknesses. I feel like one of us must have dug into King Tut's tomb or some shit, and then like it followed us home. Or
it's probably something I did in a past life, but back by popular demand, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Is the beardless wonder now?
Are you ready for that good mood to get shit all over?
You know what? This show.
Are you ready to be more unhappy you're here than at home with your children and wife? Because I can do that for you.
You know what?
Get ready.
This show was made by a guy like you, who was me 4 years ago. and if I said no, pretend to be happy, that wouldn't be what the show is all about. But I know you've had a rough a few months. You've contacted some kind of like skin disease. I don't know. I mean, we even know what you have.
we don't even know what's
that's the worst part. I still don't fucking know.
So me, being a cancer survivor, probably shouldn't be in the small studio with him.
As I sit here,
No.
as I sit here, I feel like I have a sunburn, and I'm wearing a suit made of fiberglass.
Oh my god, dude.
Now, when did this start? I know you were working in the yard or something.
Well, that's kind of what's crazy about it is very cause and effect in my mind. I hadn't been doing a lot of yard work and stuff like that. First off, I cut my beard and my life has went to shit. I'm pretty sure that all my power, much as you mentioned Samson cutting his hair and losing all of his strength.
You can grow it back.
It's so fucking itchy, though. I know now. And I've already got itchiness, so now I've got, like, double itch. Like, it's not... Yes, I could deal with the normal itch of getting some stubble and it being on my neck, and that's pretty annoying, and you kind of, shave that part down. But because of the itchiness that I'm already dealing with on a 24-hour-a-day basis, I can't do it. I've started trying to grow it back out, and I'm like, I can't do it. I just... It's horrible.
All right, well... The immediate thing that pops into my mind, and I've seen some things people said. What about plaque psoriasis?
Well, here, let me finish. I didn't tell you what the whole cause and effect was,
Okay.
and that's why it's very confusing to me.
All right.
So maybe less than a week after I cut my beard, our washing machine drain clogged up. No problem. I know how to do all that work. We got a big backyard. No big deal. I even, me and my dad were the ones that built the original French drain leach field that is no longer working. So I even knew where the plumbing was running. A lot of time, that's half the battle right there. If you got to do plumbing outside, is knowing where the pipes are. So my sister came over. She's awesome. We went out there, and we're on like 3/4 of an acre. It's a decent sized lot. And so the backside, it has pretty high weeds and stuff because we're on a small lake. And it's been a while since I've really gotten out there and cared about weed eating and shit like that because we don't go back there. Kind of forgot the time. But anyway, so me and my sister go back there. We dig out to do this drain, and I'm in weeds that are about like knee, almost thigh high, some of them. And when we went to take a break from digging, I'm sitting down, and my knees started kind of burning and itching. Kind of very similar to like a poison ivy feeling. But I've had poison ivy before, and when you get that, it's almost immediately raised, like raised bumps and
Like red bumps
really
and like
red.
welts
yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
they're large. So I was like, okay, it's not poison ivy. Maybe I got into some poison oak, which is weird because I've never been allergic to poison oak. I used to like fuck with people that were allergic to it, and I feel terrible now for this. But they would be like, oh no, I can't go through there. That's poison oak. And I'd be like, oh, what do you mean this? You know, and go walk through it and rub my hands through it. Like that's how much it didn't bother me. But I looked it up, and it didn't really seem to be a poison oak. And okay, so we get it all dug up. I'm like, whatever, you know, I'm dealing with it now. I'll just push through it because the drain's not done. So we finished doing the drain job and everything. And by the time I was done with that, my face and my eyes kind of started itching, and my hands felt like almost like you need to crack your knuckles, but you can't. Like a light swelling, but very deep. Like it wasn't even too visual. You know, they weren't like all puffy.
Yeah.
It was just, it felt like I couldn't bend my fingers all the way. But during this, the drain was clogged. So not only did I have to dig it up, but I also had to snake it out. And there was something that was solid like a rock, because what had happened was where it goes into the French drain and the flexible pipe, that had fallen off, Lord knows how long ago, and it became blocked.
Did you put your shaved off beard in your pocket when you did laundry?
No, because Owen wore it.
Oh,
And
that's right.
It was
then
just the trimmings from his shirt that fucking clogged it up.
So it's just my normal hair.
Years of shedding.
Right. Well, I mean, that drain's been there for, I mean, I think we probably redid it 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and what happened was, like I said, at some point, maybe through a hurricane or a branch or just people walking or a mower drive, who knows, the flexible pipe had come off. So it was actually fully blocked. So who knows how many years of washing machine, you know, obviously the water that comes out of your washing machine isn't clean.
Yeah.
And also that's the same drain for a slop sink. You know, the sink you use to put everything down that you don't want to put down any other drain.
Yeah.
So when I'm down at the bottom of a very steep hill, snaking this thing out, and when it went, I was like, yay, and then the snake, it came down. It came back at me with all this big clog once I got it undone. And so the snake whipped out of the pipe and sent a rooster tail of this stuff all over my, you know, the front of my shirt, and some was on my face and everything. And so I don't know. I've been itchy since that day, and I have changed laundry soaps. I've used every lotion known to man. I've covered my entire body in tea tree oil twice, and I don't know if you guys have ever smelled tea tree oil, but it's almost as bad as vinegar. And I say that because the other thing I've done is taken a shower in apple cider vinegar twice, not knowing you were supposed to dilute it first. It was so bad that I thought I was going to die because I was suffocating because it was gagging me, and then I couldn't get my breath. I never threw up. It was just like that dry heave, couldn't get my breath back because I'm fucking taking a shower in apple cider vinegar, which, by the way, only made it fucking worse.
Oh, God damn it. It was like rubbing salt in a wound, huh?
I've like I said, laundry soap. I stopped using dryer sheets. I thought maybe I somehow developed a allergy to chlorine, because when I was doing that job, I was using the hose water to wash myself off because I got, you know, the stuff from the drain on me, and thought maybe it can happen. You can totally get an allergy to chlorine. Also, when the water treatment plants spike their stuff, there is an absolute spike in chlorine content that makes it into your. I was in water filtration and water testing for a while.
Yeah.
So you can be just fine, and then all of a sudden the water treatment plant, you know, decides to treat the water a little stronger that month, or someone spilled an extra gallon of, you know, chlorine or something in there. Thought maybe that was it. Got a shower filter, got a new shower head, changed the body washes I'm using 3 different times. You know, got away from like the Axe and stuff like that, and more to avocado, aloe enriching body.
Yeah.
Dude, I've done everything. Fucking calamine lotion, hydrocortisone cream.
Tomato soup.
And even my eyes are like dry and itchy. And no, I haven't tried tomato soup. But But at this point, I've tried so much shit and none of it works that I almost feel like people are just suggesting stuff so I do really fucked up shit. Because the apple cider vinegar is one of the worst things I've ever been through my entire life.
But
like that it was like pouring acid all over yourself and then not being able to breathe on top of it.
But you didn't try potato salad. You need a tub full of potato salad and wiggle down in there.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I'll stick potato wedges right under each testicle in between my legs.
It's funny because when you just said that about potato salad, my first thought was that'd probably be nice to dip your balls in.
Yeah,
It'd be nice and cool.
As long as there's enough eggs,
you know,
right? They're softer.
You know what is the most miserable about the experience of what he's going through right now? To me, anyway, when I hear his story, the first thing I think is, oh fuck. Everyone's probably trying to tell him what to do and what it might be. And I'm like, that to me would be like, that's like, you know when you're trying to fix something and someone's going, hey, did you check this? Did you try that? And I'm like, yes, I did. Get the fuck away from me. That's what he's doing on a daily basis right now.
At first I wasn't. I was very grateful for all the suggestions. Now that I've tried everything that doesn't require a ton of money that I don't have, I'm... Yes. Now I'm like, yup, tried that. Yup.
Until somebody was like, have you tried rubbing yourself down with feral cats?
Not yet.
I just got a message. This guy can get you some Sky Rizzy on the down low. All right?
Okay.
I don't know what that is exactly, but he said that'll help.
I'm sure
that's the
it's
one
some
that's
kind
got
of STD medication.
No, Skyrizi is the medication for psoriasis.
Okay, all right.
And the commercials are so fucking terrible.
Yeah. Is it the one with the very mediocre-looking girl?
No.
That's all.
It's like, nothing. It's like the was nothing is everything.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
she's running and she goes,
I want Crohn's
Nothing
disease.
is everything.
Because Crohn's, you get to take a fucking parasail ride and stuff, and have really cool picnics.
and shit on everybody below.
And you do cartwheels.
Those commercials, the ones for Valtrex, were always the ones that were funniest to me. Where the lady's like, "I have herpes and I'm not letting it slow me down," and then she's dancing with a guy at a nightclub, and I was like, I would expect the guy to like look around the camera and go, "Wait, what? What the fuck did she just say?
So those were my favorite.
You have herpes?"
Now it's Lumi.
Oh, yeah.
Lumi's the one that cracks me up now.
Which one? Which one?
I had a little bit of offensive odor, down there.
Oh, that one. Yes.
But with Lumi, full body deodorant, nobody knows my junk stinks.
Or it has the woman comes on there and she goes, "Listen, women, we know it stinks. Why are we hiding it anymore?" I'm like, because you should.
Is it weird that I bought Lumi just to taste it so that I know if someone I go down on is using it? Is that weird?
Very.
How'd you taste it? A spoonful or just a little on your finger?
I just put it on the salad. I figured the tuna fish sandwich would have been a bit much.
Right on the bread. Right on the bread. All right. If anybody wants to call in.
Imagine a tuna fish sandwich, you pull out your tube of Lumi and just fucking all over that shit.
Did you try rubbing the Lumi on yourself? All over.
Not yet.
You just ate it.
Yeah, no, I just ate it.
And he'd fucking hand me a sandwich, and I'd be like, this shit doesn't have any dill relish in it. This is bullshit. I wouldn't even know I'm eating fucking pussy deodorant.
It will kill the dill flavor. I'll tell you that.
I like the
It'll
fact that
kill
he's
the
trying,
dill a lot of things.
he's trying everything. And he eats the lotion that's supposed to like kill some of that stuff.
The one thing that I didn't know I ordered that would have cured it, I used for nefarious purposes.
It's working from the inside out, I guess.
It's like, who knew that was a cure? I've been just jerking off with this stuff.
That's why my dick doesn't itch. I don't know. I'm guessing. I haven't been down there lately. All right. A lot of stuff has happened since we were last on the show. I think we had a couple storms, or maybe one storm or something.
Oh, yeah.
A hurricane. We had Halloween a couple days ago, which was pretty cool for me. In our neighborhood where we live in now, it's pretty cool. It has a lot of families in it, a lot of trick-or-treaters. I actually got to, I never in my life thought I would get to walk around my neighborhood dressed up with kids, my own kids, knocking door to door. It was an experience that I never thought I would fucking have, and here I am having it.
Well, because it was so problematic when you did it with other people's kids. I totally understand. You're like, now I get a free pass.
I used
You're allowed to go back to Chuck E. Cheese and everything.
I used to, on Halloween night, just run around dressed up, getting in different people's parties and trick-or-treating with them until they noticed I was there, and then I would cry. No, but going around the neighborhood, just seeing the excitement on the kids, and of course they dressed up as Ghostbusters because the boy likes everything I like,
Yeah.
and the girl has no say in what happens right now, so she's looking as cute as fuck as I can make her.
She's too young to say no.
Yeah, well, no. She says no a lot. She learned that quick. She's too fucking smart. I mean, I don't know where that came from. I don't know if it's like the radiation I had, and maybe it went through my eyeball and got my sperm crazy, because this kid is really smart. But last night,
Does radiation make your sperm smarter?
I don't know.
I thought it slowed it down.
If it can turn Peter Parker...
There's only one way to find out, and I'm not willing to take the chance.
If it can turn Peter Parker into Spider-Man, it can make me have intelligent kids, because... I don't know how else that happened. I didn't come from Brittany, I'm sure.
It's like you get a radiation treatment, then you jerk off, and the sperm just runs across the bathroom floor and it builds a nuclear reactor. You're like, holy shit, that's some smart-ass fucking sperm.
I better step on that before it gets too smart. Then your foot sticks to the floor.
It used my ball hairs to create a bridge over the fucking drain, and it didn't go down. He's building a dam like a fucking beaver over there.
Oh,
Like beaver sperm. It's the best.
they're all like green, like the Hulk. Why does my sperm have a six-pack? I don't even.
Anyway, back to trick-or-treating with the kids. I even had an Ecto-1 made out of like one of those little tyke things. Spray painted and stuff. Was pushing them around in that. It was really cute.
Yeah.
Now, what I've noticed is trick-or-treating in your neighborhood when there's a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people don't have you ring their doorbell. They're sitting outside with a table with their candy and shit. By the way,
It's like a fucking farmer's market.
it is. It's like they're sitting out there, they talk to you and say hi and buy a candy if anybody wants them.
I think that's part of the whole, like, we've gotten to a society that realizes it's rude just to call somebody.
Or knock on their door.
You know what I mean? Or knock at, like, and anybody that wants to participate puts themselves out there. I'm participating. And when you see the people with the door closed and the light off, you're not going to go bother them because they don't want to participate. You know?
Yeah.
Brittany's learning that.
She go pounding on somebody's door.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
open up! Fucking trick or treat and shit.
No. I had a railer in a couple times, but we'd pass a couple houses with people sitting out at the tables, but then here's this house, and it has a light on inside. She goes, there's a light on inside. I go, no, get the next house. That doesn't mean knock on the door. But no, so what I've realized is a lot of the neighbors, they observe you. Like, I don't pay attention to anybody, but apparently, like, I think somebody tried to warn me about this long time ago. If you build a big-ass deck on your house, I guess your neighbors pay attention. And I got so much shit out there, apparently, because I made that woman work so hard putting that deck together. And I had to tell each one of these motherfuckers that it was her idea. She was the running the show, and I didn't know she was pregnant at the time. And everybody thought I was this, like, slave driver demanding this woman who's, like, slowly getting larger, we didn't know at the time, to build this deck. And I'm like, that's not me at all. And it's just funny, the preconceived notions.
Yet again, most of that's actually coming from jelly, though. Most of that's coming from jealousy.
Well, no, there's one.
They can't just be happy you have a nice deck and you're able to do that and build it together. They're mad because you've got this nice deck and they don't. A woman that'll put it together and they don't.
I will say during the storms, I thought, like, well, there goes that deck I built, because hurricane.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
No, I'm proud to say it fucking stood where it was. Not one thing budged. I don't know how I got away with it.
It's
but.
brand new wood with fucking deck screws in it. That's the last thing you needed to worry about.
Yeah, and properly cemented posts and all that. You're
Semi-properly. We'll go with semi-properly.
As far as I'm aware, it seemed.
But what it did kill is my goddamn fence.
Oh.
Well, at least one side, which we did all put back together and screwed it together and taped it together. But then my neighbors are like, let's just get a new fence. Why don't we go half on the sides? And I'm like,
You can afford it. Look at your deck. I guarantee you, bro. I'm like a fucking
That's what they're
soothsayer.
So both neighbors on both sides, they got together. They said, "Hey, we got this guy." And they don't come to me. They go to Brittany. When she's outside, and then Brittany comes to me and is like, "Hey, you got to write a check for $4,000." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on with my life?"
Oh my God.
But yeah, so as much
Wait,
as
so if you go halves on both sides, does that mean that the fence is going to be facing their yard, or is it facing your yard? Because think about it. If it's a privacy fence, one side of it is just flat wood. The other side is you see all the crossbars and shit,
Was
right?
it the PVC or
it's
is
the
it?
PVC.
Oh,
there you
okay.
go.
So
Yeah,
it'll be the same on both sides.
Yeah, which anyway, it's a long story. Anyway, it's up. There was like 3 days where we had to take the dogs out on a leash, but no big deal. It was a great family bonding time.
You live in hell.
Says the guy who can't stop itching. That should give you a pretty good idea.
Well, we're not even going to talk about the fact that on October 31st at 4 in the morning, my mom finally relented after me watching her look like she's going to pass out for a week straight and
So that was your
forgetting
Halloween?
everything I told. Yeah, taking my mom to the emergency room at 4 in the morning.
Oh my God.
That's really horrifying. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, and she lost a ton of blood. I guess she had some internal bleeding, and she's
Oh, my
actually
God.
still in the hospital right now. But because she went in on a what was the
Friday.
Is it
It was Thursday night. So Friday
right, well,
morning.
Friday morning, 4 a.m. Anyway, so the doctors aren't there on the weekends. So right now they got her her blood platelet count was less than half of what it's supposed to be.
Oh my God.
So they gave her over a whole unit of blood or something, and she's in better condition now, but having to wait over the weekend because, doctors can afford to have a life. And then on Monday maybe we'll know what's going on.
God. Yeah,
Well,
it's
thanks for
fucking crazy.
being here, though. I mean that's a lot on your head and on your plate. And
It is.
still fucking.
And I
being
didn't
here.
mean to shit on it. It just,
No.
everything, like I said, everybody's trauma is their own.
Yeah.
But
Watching a lot of Dr. Phil heavy.
I don't know. My mom does, but she's not around now.
I had to wait 3 days for my fence to go up, and he had to take his mom to the hospital.
Yeah. It's like, well, fuck me for trying.
We all have our problems.
Like, I had to leash my dogs. They couldn't run free.
My sperm can do more pull-ups than I can.
My sperm is smarter than me. But anyway, all right, yeah. So I mean, like that was my Halloween. It was fun, and your Halloween kind of was not as fun there, Bushman.
Just slightly less fun than having a new family trick-or-treating for the first time, something you've always wanted to do. And, your neighbors being jealous about your deck, and then, the fence blows down, and poor you got to leash your dogs. Almost the same. Almost the exact same. I love you guys. I needed this.
so Dirk,
We could not be 3 more different people if we tried.
And this is the stuff I'm willing to talk about.
I'm about to piss myself. So Dirk, how was your Halloween?
I stayed home. We had 2 trick-or-treaters. Heather gave the whole bowl of candy to one fucking guy, and that was it. We
What?
watched fucking true crime shit.
Oh, shit.
Sounds pretty good, actually. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, nobody fucking talked about my deck. I always feel like I'm just like the guy who just put a quarter into the fucking peep show machine and watched the 2 of you guys just pop out and be like, "We're fucked up," and then I'm like, "That's not what I expected, but okay."
Turns like I don't have to do anything interesting. I just want y'all. He's like, I've seen, what happens to people that actually do stuff. He's like,
We should rename the show the Yin and Yang, and you just start the mic.
Like race to the finish. Who's got more fucked up shit going on? And go.
Point, negative, counterpoint. All right. All right. So half a beer left. All right. I'm not even done with like setting up the show today. Jesus, and I'm crying.
I'm glad laughing so hard that my pores are opening isn't making my face itch worse or anything, because that would really suck.
Maybe laughter is the medicine that will cure this itchiness that you have all over.
Oh, it's definitely not.
At least we can breathe.
No, it's this is the more. I've been more distracted from it since we started the show than I have in the last 2 months.
Well,
or however fucking long it's been.
Now that you're distracted from it, let me ask you some questions. Do you itch
About
on your
it.
hands?
Yes.
You got WebMD up there?
Do you itch on your feet?
Only because of the neuropathy, but that's different.
All right. What about your elbows?
No, not my elbows. Oddly enough, I didn't even think my elbow. Well, now they'll start itching because I.
But your knees, yes, you said knees.
It started on my knees and was like kind of on my shins.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, for the first month and a half, it didn't really spread too much past my face, my scalp, my ears, my neck, and the tops of my forearms. And like my hands themselves, the palms and everything didn't itch. It was just some on the back of my hands. Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Well, according to this, my friend, you are about to turn into a butterfly.
Hell yeah.
Movie guy Chris at work told me that he thinks you got blue waffle.
Oh, yes, definitely blue waffle. Definitely blue waffle.
No
told
way,
me to
because
tell you that.
I ate the Lumi. That cures that.
That's true.
It's basically like getting a vaccination against disease. You just eat the Lumi and then you can't smell it anymore.
Peanut butter and Lumi sandwiches.
If I ever release a rap album, that's going to be the name.
PBNO. All right.
Just have a picture of you with the sandwich and it's dripping off your lip a little bit.
All right. While we were away, also, a lot of rap news happened. And by rap news, I mean P. Diddy, right? Is there anything else happening in rap, or is everybody quiet?
Even if it was, you wouldn't fucking know about it because all the P. Diddy shit going on.
Have you been following it any there, or you been itching too much?
Oh, no. I'm deep in the Diddy.
You'd be deep in the Diddy. All right. Well, I think I'll play some of these after the break, but I can't escape my reels without like 3 or 4 of them like giving me some conspiracy theory about Diddy and the girl, what's her name, Beyonce.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And which I just want to say before we go any further, now Beyonce is queen of all, and thank you for this program, Beyonce. But she might also. I just might have saved y'all's lives. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If anybody talks about Beyonce or wins something that she doesn't win, you have to thank her or you die.
Huh.
And I've got these reels where people go back and find every time like somebody wins something that Beyonce doesn't, they start thanking Beyonce. Even somebody in fucking country music was like, Beyonce, you're the one. Thank you. And it's kind of weird.
Well,
like,
if
why?
that's true, then I need to thank Sabrina Ambra for giving me appreciation for Beyonce, because I didn't give 2 shits about her before, but Sabrina's a big fan, so I've heard a lot of her stuff because of Sabrina.
Okay.
So maybe Sabrina is like a southern preacher, and she delivered me to Beyonce.
Sabrina definitely saved your life in some way.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
I think. If these reels are to be believed.
By the way, Brittany just texted in, and she said, I have problems too, Dirt. Like, all right. So we're starting this off as a parade. Oh, parade. I got something for you.
Okay, what?
So first of all, I cannot be more happy that the New York Yankees totally shit themselves.
Yeah, they
And
didn't win one game, right?
They won 1 out of 5 games. They lost the World Series in 5 games. And their thug fans attacked Mookie Betts. Did you see that? Where he was catching the ball in the stands. It was a foul ball. And 2 Yankees fans grabbed his arm and pulled his arm up in the stands and took his glove and yanked the ball out of his glove and all this. They got kicked out. But anyway, it was just like that whole like New York Yankee fan fucking mentality, whatever. I know some good Yankees fans, but most of you guys can suck my cock. Anyway, so the Dodgers win the World Series. Everyone knows the name Shohei Ohtani, right?
Of course.
He's the
absolutely.
He's the Japanese player. He's a starting pitcher and he leads the league in home runs.
Yeah,
he's like that guy that does everything, right?
the guy that does everything, yeah.
So his dog stole the whole fucking show at the fucking World Series parade. His dog's name is Decoy. and everyone was like, fuck Shohei Ohtani, that is the cutest dog we've ever seen. So I go down the wormhole today. His dog threw out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium this year in August. He's behind the plate like the catcher. The dog fucking runs the ball to the plate, high-fives him, and then runs in the dugout. Like, this dog is fucking hilarious.
Dude, I got the video. That's fucking. Is it something you can hear? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't have it set up right. I'm sorry. Well, we don't need to hear it anyway. Holy fuck, yeah, he's doing it. It's fucking, that's cute. That's cute as hell. What?
I put my my fader down and so your laptop. Show the video to Bushey. So this dog is hilarious. But anyway, maybe the greatest like player in history, and his dog is the one who's winning. Look at this.
Well, that's just a fact.
Watch.
Oh.
It's still fucking cute.
Okay.
But his everyone's talking about his dog, and I'm like, I think it's hilarious. He led the fucking major leagues in home runs this year.
The dog?
And, no, Shohei Ohtani did.
Well, see, if the dog led then I'd be impressed. I mean, all he did, he fucking fetched. Not even fetch. He brought it. He didn't even throw it and then go get it. He was just waiting there with the ball, and then he called him, and he was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
No, the dog had the ball and ran and gave it to him.
Yeah, but
that's how it delivered the pitch from the
Well,
mound.
that's half a fetch.
Yeah.
I want to see a dog hold the ball and go like.
Toss it,
They actually toss it. I mean, I've seen dogs do like backflips and throw their owner a frisbee. Crazy stuff. So. Sorry, I just didn't.
No, but look up the picture of Shohei Ohtani on the World Series float with the dog. That's the funniest thing. He's holding the dog like it's a baby while they're on the float, and that's all everyone's snapping pictures of is just his fucking dog. It's hilarious.
There's nothing wrong with that. Back when I was single and I used to take the dog out, man, that's the only way girls would talk to me. I mean, I gotta have a dog with you. So, I mean, imagine being like a successful professional sports player and showing up with your dog in your goddamn parade. Girls are throwing their panties at them.
Imagine taking care of a dog every day, and then as soon as your mom goes to the hospital, he shuns you and pretends like you don't exist. Because that definitely didn't happen.
He loves you. He does. All right, what was I looking for again? I'm totally blanking.
Ohtani dog. Ohtani.
Ohtani
dog parade
on float.
Yeah.
Parade. Ohtani, that name.
Yeah.
Is,
And there's just pictures of them holding the dog on the float. That's all anybody took pictures of. It's fucking hilarious.
Who is this? Wife Mamiko Tanaki. Hello. Forget the dog.
Oh, wait. I didn't know he had a wife.
Shohei Ohtani's dog steals show from wife Mamiko Tanaki in Dodgers parade.
Oh, so people were paying more attention to the dog than his wife.
Yeah, well, his wife.
Oh,
she
man.
was real happy about that, I'm sure.
Let me turn this around. We got the. I should
Look,
fix my fucking sound.
He's fucking just rocking back and forth, holding the dog like it's a baby and shit.
I want to see more of his wife. I'm gonna look. I mean, I don't care, honey. Is she still listening?
Yeah, she just texted. Not me. I don't know what that's in reference to, but
she's probably starting the very beginning of the show. I don't know. All right, listen. Let's take a break. I'm hot and sweaty. I need to wipe my eyes because I've been crying. There's a couple stories I want to get to, if we have time. Other than the P Diddy stuff, when we get back, I want to talk about all that shit going on and play some of these reels. I think you guys might find them funny. But Popular Mechanics, it's a reputable. Well, it used to be a magazine. I guess it's just a website now. They have published a story about life after death, and apparently there's maybe some proof, and there might be something. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Also, they found a part of a dinosaur that was preserved, and it's the best preserved part of this dinosaur that's ever been found. You just wait till we get back and tell you what that is.
Is it a dinosaur dick?
That's what everybody thinks.
Well, I mean, that's what I would think. I want to see a dinosaur dick.
That was what I said when he brought it up on the. I was like, dinosaur pee-pee?
Don't you think they would have found a dinosaur dick by now, perfectly preserved somewhere?
I don't know.
Necessarily.
Maybe
I just seen recently where they had found shit, and it was like 5 years ago or something. This stuff really didn't get the actual, not the ankylosaurs, but the other one that were more like a big armadillo, very leathery shit. They found 2 of them in a mud pit, basically perfectly fucking preserved.
they
skin, everything. I mean, it's like the whole fucking dinosaur.
They died in the water. They drowned or something. Fell down upside down or something, and they were. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Speaking of that, do you have ankylosaurs as well, Bushy?
Yes.
From your itching?
Yes.
That's check that off on the WebMD.
That is the only positive, but also super aggravating thing is there is nothing visual.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can look right now. There's, I mean, at worst, a slight redness on my like brow.
Yeah.
It's wild. Anyway, not to go back.
No. Every symptom you say, I plug it in here, and according to AI, you definitely have.
Well, believe me,
have
I've Googled it quite a bit.
AIDS.
Well, you laugh,
AIDS.
but the only thing that like hits everything that I'm having says some kind of like kidney or liver failure, or some kind of like organ problem.
But you've had blood work done, right?
Yeah.
And they told you that's not the problem.
Well, but it was blood work at the emergency room, and
It's
I mean,
still
the
blood work.
doctor like literally stood cornered, like he didn't even get close to me. He barely walked in the room. He was like, "Oh, you're itchy? Okay."
You know what?
There's a steroid pack. That was the other. I didn't even bring that up. I did go to the emergency room for this. It was so bad, and got a steroid pack for allergies, and it did nothing.
Really?
Blood work, nothing.
Not related to your condition, but it made me think about this the other day. Is that you know how like they have that Narcan now, like all the cops carry it. So if you like
Yep.
overdose on like heroin or opiates,
Yeah.
they can hit you with the Narcan, and it's like a jump starter. It brings you back to life. I wonder if I'm like right now as I sit, not doing nothing like that. If I hit myself with Narcan, is it going to be like a
it's
adrenaline
good.
boost, or I'm going to be like, ah, and I want to just rip shit apart? Like,
Yes, and it is so good.
Really? Have you?
Oh.
Hmm.
Ooh.
We'll have to talk later. We'll talk off air. Well, I gotta hear some of this.
Narcan the shit out of myself.
Stuff. Did you need it?
I always need it.
Okay.
It's basically like coffee. I've got the the Starbucks. I got the paw or the what is the ones that have little pods?
Keurig?
Keurig.
Yeah.
I got one of those, but I got rid of the Keurig, and now I just got the stand, and it's full of Narcan syringes, and just wake up in the morning, right in the neck.
Narcan latte.
I'm awake.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
So as we go to break here, this is a world exclusive. No one has this except for us right now because we get to make the announcement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So on December 20th, which is very soon, next month, the new Luscious Lisa album is arriving. It is called, if you can see the picture, that's the album cover.
Is that like a glamour shot of her?
Yes,
or
the
like,
album is called Fuck Your Glamour.
Or it looks like a high school prom photo.
That was taken in a mall.
Yeah, Luscious Lisa, Fuck Your Glamour. and this album is coming out December 20th at Will's Pub on the same night. They will be performing live.
Hell yeah. Hopefully I'm not itchy by then.
This song features yours truly on guitar, by the way. But this song, you guys saw this live at Just Okay. This is the first time that we performed it live. Do you remember this? Sabrina Ambra has a verse in this song.
Absolutely.
Right-handed, but we live with the left. Fight tight to your best. Your breasts are coming correct. My chest is coming direct. Bees knees to the rhyme. Not in the nursery, it's mine. Fine china, wine, dining. When hear the bell, that's my job. Producing. I know everybody has their own opinions. I know everybody has their own opinions. But singing and slinging about the word up when I'm bringing in ding and dongs. Everybody has their own opinions. Smash the motherfucking windows. Smash the motherfucking, smash the motherfucking, smash the motherfucking windows.
I do remember the song. Fuck yeah.
We'll let Jeff's verse hit. Fritz's verse is the second verse here. We'll let this hit and we'll go to break. Here's Fritz coming up right here.
I'm ripping up the ripple effect, dibbled and dressed to impress. Well hung, young, dumb, and coming straight and direct. I'm stepping correct, blessed by the lesser than less, unless useless. Everybody wanna talk, I am just as justified as he that I am. He to me believes in eternity through peace of mind. No doubt, no how, owing to soul's growth and a garden of blown seeds. On the knowledge you in the door, you don't know. Count it.
You're listening to Pop Culture Radio. We will be right back. Woo!
Repeat after me. I am not the problem. Someone else lied. Anyone can change course. Every day until we die. Look alive.
From the dawning of time to now, nothing has changed. The earth spins, still the man sends and wants to be saved. So it starts like it always begins, a bang with a whimpering end. Sundown comes, sinners sin once again. Hot heads fall into bed, there's no end until you're sending never-ending pics after pics, because the boys got you bending, never letting me sleep sound. I'm bound to be lost and found, an object you put down, you saved until now. Paint my face like a brave heart, braving lies from the start of it, streaming tears from a stained heart while I'm falling apart from it. Darts thrown but I'm metal, feels like I should settle this, but my tits and my wits and God, I'm thinking I'm rebel. Yell.
Repeat after me. I am not the problem. Someone else lied.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is Look Alive by Luscious Lisa. Wait, you want to hear Fritz's verse here?
I'm the sixth generation of sons of a bitch. What I said, always been a dick with the shoulder chipping and angry with. I still give a good goddamn fucking a shit. You'd be ignorant to think I'm indifferent to what it is. I'm a yes and kind of man, happy to be living in a trash can for the kids. Respect to the future, wave and say hey, even though odds are no one will give a fuck about any of us oddballs. Lock in the stall, got a dollar bill as tall as a straw. With my Florida state issued driver's license and all. Cracking crystal on toilet lids, enlightened in darknesses. I tried to keep hidden, kidding myself instead.
December 20th. Fuck Your Glamour by Luscious Lisa. This is their first new album in, I want to say, 4 years.
Hell yeah.
And they'll be at Will's Pub in Orlando December 20th doing the release party for this new album.
Dude, I so want to do that. I don't know if I can commit.
What's that?
That's when the baby might be
Oh,
here
yeah,
around
it's
that
going to be
time.
right around that time.
You know, screw
Well,
it.
what's more important?
Exactly. I've already been through it once.
The kid will be around forever. I
They're also, their CD release parties are always the best because they put on a show where it's like, they perform live, and we all, I think all three of us, last time we all went to a show together, it was that show, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
other than the Just Okay stuff when you guys came when we were playing, but they put on shows. But when they do a release party, they do something. They try to do something that's you've never seen before. So they put on a show that's specialized to we're celebrating the album coming out.
Yeah.
So they'll pull out songs that you haven't heard them do before and shit like that, and just try to make it something where it's like when you're doing a CD release party, you want everyone to show up and to support the new record and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So old school train of thought, the way we always did it was give them something completely different, and like this is going to be just an all-out party and you're going to have a good time, but you're never going to see this again.
Yeah.
Like, it's this show, we're going to have a good time, and
Okay.
next show will be back to the norm of just us doing our songs and giving you what we've always given you, but this show will be a little bit different.
Well,
So.
I'm sure Brittany will understand, so I will be there no matter what.
She pulls up the legs of her slacks, and you can see her calves. It's gonna be a wild show.
I've been seeing Luscious Lisa on Facebook, like as a friend suggestion. I keep thinking about I should send her a friend request, but I don't want to be weird.
It's not weird. She's a public figure. Send her a friend request. Plus, also, like, I've known her for 20 years. Like, she knows who you are.
Well, yeah, but
she
that
knows
makes
you.
it even
She
weirder,
knows
right?
she knows Bushey. Like, yeah, she knows all of us.
But do you guys not do that? Like before you send a friend request to anybody, you stop to think like how might they take this? Do they might think
No.
like what is this weirdo sending me a friend request to?
I'm not like going through like searching women out and being like, I'm gonna friend them because she's got her cleavage out in the profile picture. I want to know that woman.
As
you know?
as long as I've met someone in real life, no.
No.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if it was like someone I'd never met before, then most likely the only reason you're friending her is because you think she's attractive. Then yeah, they'd be like, oh, should I do this or not?
See, on Facebook, I get those like suggested friends all the time, and it's always like your friends or something, and I'll see like Luscious Lisa on there, and like Nick Spry, and a bunch of these people that I'm friends with, but I'm not friends with on Facebook, and I'm like, I should send them a friend request, and then I stop for a minute, and I'm like, they're gonna get a friend request from me out of the blue, and they're gonna be like, what is this weirdo looking at my fucking profile at 4 a.m. for?
Well, don't send it at 4 a.m.
Well, that's when I'm usually
That's
looking
weird.
at my phone.
Well,
And,
no, then you can't be friends with
so
anybody.
there we go. See, my anxiety is.
You can
good
only
thing.
friend people from 9 to 5, or you're weird.
Okay, all right. See, I'm glad there's times on
That
this
doesn't
stuff.
sound ridiculous.
No, not to me.
Well, I guess my ploy didn't work. I was like, maybe if I make him realize how ridiculous that sounds, and then like,
Were you-
you're like, absolutely.
Were you being sarcastic? I'm
Yeah.
like, that makes sense to me. Don't send.
You send the friend request when you're on.
Okay, maybe. Yeah,
Now you don't want to blow up people's messenger at fucking 4 a.m. with memes. You know what I mean? That's a little
no,
different.
I don't. The only person I send memes to are Brittany, and then I don't really send them anywhere else. However, I'm going to play a bunch of them here. I guess they're not memes; they're reels. The reels, right? Are they the same thing, kind of?
No.
Totally
Memes
different?
are stationary, I believe.
Whatever. I'm older than a lot of people out there, and I'm realizing that more and more every fucking day when it comes to these reels and memes and stuff. And I don't know, like with this AI bullshit that's coming along, like every third video I'm starting to see is like a fake AI video, and it takes you a minute because they're getting so good to realize it's fake. Because like I was watching this fisherman pull up this big huge fish and got it up on the fucking boat, and I'm like, oh my god, it just bit some guy's arm off, and oh my god, his arm grew back, and wait a minute, this is AI. And this happened to me more than once. So,
I feel like because I've been gaming so long and seeing how good the CG is and everything, I'm like more conditioned to pick that shit out quicker. So like I usually catch on like pretty quick, and I'm like, there's so many of the car ones. Look at this Jeep Trackhawk do a wheelie right in front of a police officer.
Yeah,
You know, and you're like, well, it's fucking Grand Theft Auto. You know what I
I
mean?
was
No,
just
duh.
gonna say that. You know what? Speaking of what you just said, there's a new series on HBO. It's on Max. You can watch it the next day on Max. But it's one of those where it comes out one new episode every week.
Mm-hmm.
So only 2 episodes have come out so far. I've watched both. It's called It's Florida, Man. And
the Florida Man.
every episode is a story about something real that happened in Florida. And the first one is Orlando. And it's a
course.
guy who's trying to afford tickets to go to Bass Nectar in Colorado.
What's Bass Nectar?
He's a DJ.
A music fest?
He's been canceled
Oh.
since this because some shit came out about him. He's a strange fella. But this guy was trying to raise money to go take a road trip to Colorado to see Bass Nectar, and so he put an ad on Craigslist and said, "I'll do anything for money." And ended up being that some guy said, "Hey, why don't you come over to my house and cut 3 of my toes off, cook them in my kitchen, and eat them in front of me, and I'll pay you $4,000." And he was like,
Oh, that's an old story.
"Let's do it." Yeah, but they dramatize it and like.
You can't do that?
No, but the most recent one was a guy in somewhere like it was just north of Tampa, Bradenton and Brandon area.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was a homeless man. He went swimming in a lake, and a alligator bit his arm off, and then he wandered through the woods for 3 days
Oh my god.
with no arm and somehow survived. And a guy coming off a golf course found him and took him to the hospital. And the funniest part is the real guy. All these episodes, they have the real people talking about it, and then they have actors like dramatizing it.
Yep.
The guy who lost his arm, the actor who's dramatizing him is Simon Rex. MTV Simon Rex. I don't know if you
old
remember.
guy?
Yeah. Simon Rex is the one doing it.
Okay.
But they show the guy, and they were talking to his friends. They go, "Well, this is the best thing that happened to him. He has a new lease on life. Now he's a motivational speaker." And they show the guy, and I'm not making. This is exactly what he says to the crowd: "Is I'm a giant piece of shit, and I survived this, and you're not pieces of shit, so you can go through anything." That's literally what he tells the people. That's literally what he's telling them.
I like the honesty, man. I mean,
that's all I'm trying to do with my stories. It's basically the same thing.
I mean, yeah. That's the way I feel sometimes. I mean,
Your life doesn't suck that much. Look at this.
not anymore. Not. I mean, never mind. It's all relative and subjective, and I mean, I do have my moments when I'm taking the boy to school. He can be dropped off at 8:30, but school doesn't start till 9. So what time would you drop him off at?
I'm sorry, it starts at 9.
You can drop him off at 8:30, but it starts at 9. So what time would you drop him off? Would you even give
7:30.
8:45.
Would you even give it a thought? See, that's what I've picked. I picked 8:45.
It's right in the middle.
8:30, all the other parents will think you hate your kid, getting rid of them as soon as you can. 9 o'clock is pushing it. People think you don't care about your kid's education.
Yeah.
So you got to drop them off right in the fucking middle. And then when you have to pick them up, when do you fucking pick them up? This is like a struggle for my life. School's out at noon. But if you don't get there soon, you're way back in the line, so it's going to take you forever. But if you get there too soon, you're first one in line, you have to sit there so long right next to the playground, so it's weird. All the kids stare at you waiting for the goddamn kids. And this is half my days.
No, that's a nightmare. No, I'm serious. So you guys thought I was joking when I said 7:30. My father was overly early for everything always.
Oh.
And so was always the first person. So, he'd be there the first, and let's just say we didn't always have the nicest vehicles. So everybody else that's showing up first in line. Always that's awesome.
So
My dad was always
see
on
you.
time, never late to pick me up. I never had to worry about, him ever showing up when he was supposed to, but he was going to be there an hour before anybody else so that he didn't have to be in traffic. Which was always funny to me because I'm like, the only reason I would care about being in traffic is I didn't want it to waste extra time that I didn't need to spend. And I'm like, if you're showing up an hour early,
That's an hour
to
you could have been
avoid,
at home.
I could have been in traffic for 30 minutes and been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he was always, pack a cooler, get his thermos and his coffee, and be an hour early everywhere.
His dad would sit in the car and he's like, "Bushey, wind that crank in the front so we can get the fuck out of here."
Pump up the air shocks. We got to pick the trailer up after this.
I knew I could get another story out of him.
It don't take much.
This is my anxiety, my horrible life. Go.
It's like his whole
I
Owen's
didn't
whole
even mean to do it
ambition.
that time.
Owen's whole ambition is like, all right, I'm gonna talk about how fucked up my life is. Like, Bushey, make me feel better.
I'm not alone. No, actually, he does it. He makes me start feeling worse. I'm like,
Oh, damn it.
Poor little guy. But you got through it. That's what my counselor would say. He would say, look back at that little kid with compassion and love, and he did the best he could, right, Bushman?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. No, I even said that. Like I said, I mean, honestly, probably better than most parents. Always there on time, never had to worry about a
I'm
ride.
saying you, little Bushman.
Oh, no, I'm a piece of shit. No, nothing.
Like, Dad was there early. He might have been cleaning catfish on the tailgate, but he was there.
Yeah.
Well, that's also a good way to look at it. But, all
You
right.
just got to make sure to have a piece of wood screwed down on the tailgate so when you spike the head of the catfish, it doesn't put a dent in it. You can't find a 79 tailgate anywhere.
Not one that doesn't have major rust issues by any way.
We're not going to talk about the two holes that you put in and attach in the piece of wood, but it'll keep it from getting the dent.
Father logic. That sounds like a horrible priest.
Father Logic. Well, that's redundant.
I was
as
just
fuck.
nowhere, anywhere will there ever be a Father Logic.
All right.
There might be a rapper named Father Logic. And by the way, if there's not, I'm doing that.
Well, there's already Logic, so it'd be. Although there's Lil everything, so I guess you could be Father Logic, and that would be different than Logic, not Father.
Yeah, there's like Lil Wayne, Big Boy. Like it's Lil and Big, right? That's like
Yeah, but there's way more Lils. Like
Yeah.
there's like 5 Big and like 72 Lils.
much is this is a stature thing?
I'm double big. Double XL, big. No, double big. Never mind. Forget about it. I am so not rap at all.
I'm double thick.
There you go.
By the way,
I'm
with
husky.
the new facial hair, when you've got because you always had the goatee, now you got the mustache to go along with it.
I like it.
No, it's a different look. Yeah.
Well, so here's the deal. Like right before the hurricane happened, I was supposed to have like a speech or something,
Yeah.
and of course I'm like, I gotta fucking trim my face, and I go, and I'm like, oh crap, I never since I've been able to grow facial hair, there's maybe like twice I haven't had it on my chin, and I'm about to have to go talk to these people without any facial hair, and I look like a creep. I think I do, and no shit. But anyway,
Well, you do, but I mean, not for that.
it finally grew back. Like I had like a little fuzzy beard, and I go, I'm gonna see what it looks like with the whole ring around my mouth, and I'm not sure if I like it.
I don't.
It's like a hair donut.
Have I ever seen you with a mustache before?
No, I've never had just a mustache.
No. I mean, with the goatee and the mustache. I always
Yeah,
remember you
probably
with
not. Probably not.
Yeah,
I
you got
don't
the
think
full
I ever
goat.
have.
No, I only grow it on my chin, and here's I hate that my chin is small. I have a little small chin, and growing the hair on it evens out my face because I have such a fat face. So I got to have the hair, or I look like I have some kind of disease. So anyway, that's more shit that I make up for myself, which nobody else cares about. Which is the point of this is like, no matter how good things get, you can be always trapped in your own mind, and that's why some early on things that I used to talk about a lot, which life ends up saying shut the fuck up and stop preaching that bullshit all the time. But really, in your mind, the way you look at things will help you deal with them and help you get through them a little bit more. And we're laughing a lot. We're dealing with shit you're going through. It's making you feel a little bit better. Maybe you don't focus on it so much. So in your head, you can either say, "Man, I'm itching. I suck. This sucks. I'm itching. I hate it. And my mom's sick and everything sucks." Or you could be saying, "Hey, listen, I'm at least breathing. There's a storm right now, and whatever happens, there's going to be new growth because there's never growth without a storm, and it might make you feel better for a second, then you go right back to feeling miserable, but you got that second of feeling better." And
I just believe my existence is fucked up so other people's lives cannot feel so bad to them.
well, that's a positive. That is a positive. That
It is until you're sitting alone and realize, well, I'm still living this life that's making everybody laugh.
and I know, and I've been there, and you can only say, "Listen, I will."
Oh, I missed the beard.
I will.
You started talking about being able to see your face, your fat face and fat chin, and I'm like,
It's a
looking
good
in the
mask.
I'm looking in the camera, and I'm like, oh god damn it, I can see all 3 of my chins.
It's a good mask. But all right, enough about this crap. Let's talk about some real stuff that
No,
really
let's stay
matters.
with all the bullshit.
Well, I want to play you some of this. Okay, this is bullshit, probably. Some of these videos and stuff that's coming out with the P. Diddy thing. So, real quick, P. Diddy still in jail, still in trouble, right?
Yes.
Well, the latest thing that I had heard was that apparently they had tested a lot of the baby oil bottles, and there was actually like GHB and ecstasy in the baby oil itself, so that they were even drugging people that didn't know that they were being drugged. So whenever you think,
hey, hold on one
it's
second. 1 second here.
Hello.
Hello.
hola.
I hear a beautiful angel. Did you just call heaven?
Can
Hi.
just for the audience,
Hi.
can you announce yourself? Who is this speaking with us?
This is Luscious Lisa.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
I thought it was Brittany.
Hey.
We've been playing, Luscious, we've been playing the new record on the show tonight, and Owen said he keeps seeing you pop up in his friend recommended friends, but he doesn't want to hit send on a friend request because he thinks it'll make him creepy.
It's weird, right?
Well, normally that would be true, but go on and send it and I'll accept it.
Boom.
But here's the thing. You know Bushey. You know Owen.
Yeah.
So it's not creepy, right?
No, not at all.
I think
if I
we're
feel
already-
like I look at mutual friends, if I feel like we played a show together, if I feel like I met you, I accept them. But you have to imagine the amount of rando guys that I get. So
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be just in a bunch
If
of
you don't-
randos.
no, if you don't, if we have mutual friends, I know that we've met or we're peoples in some way.
All right.
This is gonna sound really funny, but
Okay.
I'm such a stoner. I'm pretty sure I sent you a friend request like 2 or 3 days ago, and I think you accepted it, but I don't remember, so I wasn't even gonna bring it up. But now that you're on, I was like, did I send the friend request?
Well, I believe you. We'll send it again. Well, it'll tell you if you try to send it again. It'll tell you if we're already friends.
Well, I think we are.
Yeah, that's the
Oh.
worst. That's the worst when you send a friend request and it's 3 days later. You look at it and it says friend request sent. 3 days later, they
Oh,
still
yeah.
haven't approved it.
No, that hurts. Usually, if I see Dirt and Jeff and Fritz, like I'm like, okay, I obviously know them, and I accept it.
Yeah, well, I'm still probably not going to send one because of my anxiety. So
By the way, both of them, Lisa, your show at Tuffy's, I brought both of them to the show, and so they've seen it in full, like inflatable
perfect.
dick bouncing
Yeah.
around the crowd,
6 foot dicks. Yep.
and the microphone where she doesn't need a microphone stand, she just sticks it between her tits and sings into it, like while she claps.
lusciously.
Oh hell yeah!
Why waste resources when you have your own built-in body?
That's great.
So, how excited are you about your new record? This is your 1st
I'm
new record in like what,
super
5 years or?
in- No longer. I think the last EP was 2015.
Holy shit! It
Jesus.
was.
It's been a long time. We took a hiatus during COVID, and now we're back together, and we're ready and angry and have a lot to say. So
I remember hearing the original demo of Smash the Windows in
Yes.
2019 for sure.
Yeah.
But it's probably
yeah,
before
we've
that.
been working on it for a long time, and we're just finally ready now, and we got enough angst, you know?
Yeah, oh man. Civil War, that song is fucking insane. I love that
Oh, yeah.
fucking track.
We played that for the first time at our last show, and it was very cathartic for me.
Oh yeah. So Civil War, their new song Civil War, it tackles the issue of old white men deciding what women are allowed to do with their bodies.
Exactly. Once Roe vs.
As it
Wade
should
got
be.
overturned,
No, no,
we were pissed.
No, I'm just kidding.
We were pissed and had something to say.
Dude, Sabrina Ambra has a verse at the end of it, and that's the first time I've heard Sabrina sound angry.
Oh, yeah. We're real mad. We're real mad.
Speaking of which, you're real mad, but right now you're probably in downtown Sanford at a bar, aren't you?
I exactly am. Yes. Exactly where I am. You don't know me.
You don't know what I've been through.
Jeff sent me the record today, and I was like, I'm gonna play this on the podcast tonight. And he's like, fuck yeah. He's like, when does it start? So
Yeah.
he wanted to listen, and I'm like, and then when Owen said about sending you a friend request, like I'm texting Lisa right now, like I'm not even mentioning it to him. Like we're carrying on a conversation. I'm like, I'm gonna pop her
Do
up on
it.
the air, and then he can confront this fear of his of sending her a
Do
friend
it.
request.
I'll accept it with open legs.
Okay.
I mean arms.
Well, hold on for a second. Hold on. Now, I think part of why I was trepidatious of sending that friend request is because
Ooh, trepidatious. Ooh, big birds. Big birds.
yes,
Love it.
yes, it wasn't Luscious Lisa on there. It was Lisa and like your real name, I think.
Yes. Yes.
So is there a separation there? Is there a Luscious Lisa
There
page?
is. Well, we do have a band page that's run by all three of us, which is also hilarious when guys try to message it. It's
Okay.
good times for me when they're like, "Are you a stripper?" I'm like, "I'll let you take it away, guys." But no,
Simp power
my
activate.
personal, yeah, my personal one is fine. I will
Okay.
accept it. Yes.
All right, I will.
There
have.
is a difference between Lisa in her real life and Luscious Lisa.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Because-
totally, I
Did
get
you
it.
hear that
I-
breath though? He was like, "Okay, I'm sending it."
I've known
no,
Lisa.
it was more. I've got to decide what to do now. I was like, which one do I send it to? Do I
Well,
send
now
it
you're
to
a
both?
dick if you don't send it.
Exactly. And how soon do I send it? Do I do it right
Now.
now?
Oh, now I'll be offended with all the talk. I'll be offended if you don't send
But
it.
I've got to do the show, and if I do it right after the show,
Do it on the break.
There is
Possibly.
technically a difference. There's technically a difference between the two, but
Yeah. So I've known Lisa for 20 years, right?
Yeah,
And so
yep.
Lisa as a person is like the most caring, amazing friend you could ever have. Luscious Lisa is like, I feel intimidated to talk to Luscious Lisa.
yeah. So if you can imagine a girl with big tits, a tight pussy, and a heart of gold, that's me. Like a Mother Teresa, walking around with these big old titties I don't know what to do with. So
And humble.
yeah. Thank you. If Mother Teresa had the attention that I got from these titties, she would have turned too, probably.
You ever baptize a kid in titty sweat?
I just wipe it on my forehead.
I'm just pull the mic out, turn it around, and just shake it at him. It's like, titty sweat.
I anoint you like a fucking cardinal with the microphone and just swing the titty sweat, and then you're like, you're anointed.
You'd probably have a concussion. You don't want that.
It starts sizzling, smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
But, all right.
Whenever someone's like, "What's the problem?" I'm like, "Fucking tell my back."
Lisa, do you have a favorite song on the new record?
Oh my gosh, on the new one? Oh gosh, that's hard. Oh, that's so hard because we're gonna play two at the show that you guys have not heard. I really love "Look Alive."
That one is a great one. We just I just played that one coming in from the break, actually.
It's a little dark and a little gloomy, and I love it. And we're just really mad with this album, you know?
Actually, when before the show, I was playing it for Bushey, and on I Go, he said he thinks that's Jeff's best verse on the whole album is on I Go.
Oh, yeah. I love that song. So, story about that I actually wrote the lyrics to that song probably in 2009. And I just kind of had it on my computer, and Jeff sent me the music for that song, and I was like, I think it kind of fits, and here we are. It works. It's still, I'm just as mad about it as I was 10 years ago. So
15 years ago. Yeah.
So
exactly.
The concert or the party is on the 20th,
Yeah.
December 20th.
Yes,
All right.
December 20th, Will's Pub,
All right.
and we're super pumped. And
Is there
yeah.
spot for a hospice bed in there? Because I want to bring Brittany, and just in case she has her baby, she can do it right there at your party, and we won't have to miss a thing. Is that
I
cool?
would love it'd be our first Luscious Lisa birth. I'd be honored.
It'd be like Woodstock.
I'll try to breastfeed if you want me to. We'll see.
You could, maybe Bushey, but I mean, the baby will be fine.
I'll give it a go. I heard you burn like 500 calories. I'll give it a go.
Oh, with me, it'd be like 2,000. I'll suck one of them titties smaller.
Stop. If you could do the left one, that would be great because it's a cup size bigger than the right.
Oh,
so that'll work out.
I'll even them out.
That's so kind of you. You know, you're doing the Lord's work.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'll
Then all my
bless you.
bras will. Yeah, all my bras will fit correctly, so it'd be very kind of you.
I'll bless you with even titties.
I do want to say one thing before we go. Is I've talked about this before on the show because I played some Luscious Lisa stuff before. So Lisa's when you talk about like so before she ever developed this Luscious Lisa character and started doing doing music, she was always there at all of our shows, and she was always just part of the group, right? And then when she started doing Luscious Lisa, all of a sudden we got this whole like connection to a group of musicians we never had any encounters with before.
Yeah.
So she did a stint where she was opening for Afro Man, and Afro Man, and then Mickey Avalon, and then came along Big Freedia. And Big Freedia, if you don't know who Big Freedia is,
Wrestler?
look up.
Yeah,
No,
Big Frida was a big deal for us. Yeah, that was exciting for me.
she's a drag queen that does hip hop. Her song was featured in the what was the name of the movie that was that Work Party or Christmas Party? Office.
I'm not sure, but
Christmas
she was
Party?
just on Life of Beth too with Amy Schumer.
Yeah,
Like,
and also
she's
you
gotten
guys
quite big.
just recently opened up for
Is it reggae night?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a guy driving by in his convertible.
Oh.
what was the show you just opened for recently? Didn't you?
Cupcake.
Cupcake, and then before that was The lounge.
Oh, gosh.
I want to say Jesus Lizard, but it wasn't Jesus Lizard. It was
Lords of Acid.
Lords of Acid. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. So
yeah,
she.
we were
I was really mad I couldn't
well
make it.
received. Yeah, we were really surprised. I wasn't sure about that crowd. You know, I showed up and there was like people wearing like leather dog masks, and I was like, and they were all my age, you know, so that made me feel bad about myself. But,
No, as soon as I heard that you guys were playing with Lords of Acid, I was like, that makes the most sense to me out of anybody that I knew. I was like, that seems like a perfect marriage of
when
of
people
you guys.
think of us, when people think of us for those types of shows, we're super honored, but you just never know how people will receive you. It is very different, and they ate it up, and we were super excited, and it was hilarious and amazing.
Hey,
Yeah,
Lisa, have you ever searched Luscious Lisa on the search?
I have. Do you want to hear a story about that? You tell me first what you found, and then I'm going to tell you an
a
interesting
bunch
story,
of blurred
if you
out,
have the time.
a bunch of blurred out little pictures. Let me just say.
Okay. So those aren't me, obviously. If you don't type in Luscious Lisa music, you're going to get a little bit of porn. But
This is my God, guys.
He
the
just
fun
turned his
story-
computer around and it's all tiled up pictures.
Yep. So you have to add music to that or you're going to get something else. But a fun story about that, if we have the time.
Yeah,
tell
go.
me.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I first started, you know, if you Googled Luscious Lisa, there was this woman who was in like a lot of B movies, like Alligator Bait 2 and all this stuff. She was like a wrestler. I think she may have been part of Glow or something. So Luscious Lisa would come up. So when I first started making music, I was hanging out in downtown Sanford, and I'm hanging out at this bar, and this lady with like a little chihuahua wearing overalls, like real like hippy dippy like artist lady. We're talking about my music, and she's like, well, what's your name, your stage name? I said, Luscious Lisa. And she kind of like gets up and walks off, and she's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. She said, have you ever Googled Luscious Lisa? I said, yeah, it's some like actress from like these B movies from like back in the 80s. She's like, I'm fucking Luscious Lisa.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding you. Her name is Jan. Paramount Pictures gave her the name Luscious Lisa when she started acting. Her name is Jan. And I saw her a couple of years later. We started making music, getting a little bit more popular. I see her a couple of years later at a bar. She goes, hey, have you Googled Luscious Lisa lately? I said, yes. And she goes, fuck you. Because I became on the top of her. And I was like, yes, I've made it when I beat this fucking B-movie actress wrestler lady.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
What are the fucking odds that
Small
would
world.
Yes, that's what I thought, especially in Sanford. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So it was a really fun story.
Well, let's be real. Sanford, B-movie actress, Gator movies.
That tracks for sure.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
that makes sense. Now the fact that you made the name separate from her and then you guys met, that's fucking wild.
Right, and then we met, and then like now when you Google it, like I became above her, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's when you know you
There's
made
Jan
it.
McKenzie right there.
Oh, Jan McKenzie. He just pulled it up.
Yep,
How old is she
that's
now?
her.
1968. So 11 years
Yeah.
older than me.
So
So,
she's-
55.
No, 11 years old. I was born in 78. She's 60. That means she's 40. She's 56.
56.
I'll be
I was 1
47.
year off.
I'll be 47 next year.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought she'd be older than that, but
Shade.
Well, when you're rolling around with gators and B movies and pro wrestling,
it ages you.
Yeah.
I find personally it ages you for sure.
Here's her Playboy 1991 right there.
Oh,
right
she
there.
was in Playboy
Yes,
91.
She was in Playboy. Yep.
Oh wow, wow. She wasn't going by
Yeah,
Luscious
so-
Lisa then, was she?
No.
No, I think she was. No, I think she was. I think that because she was 80s is when she kind of was doing all her little movies with Paramount. I do believe it was after that. I think she was going by Luscious Lisa.
Well, she's lucky she missed the Sharknado trend, or else she would have been in that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The Playboy thing always makes me laugh because even at like 15, I looked at a Playboy and I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like, they're showing nothing. Like, what is this?
I haven't seen her in years, but lovely lady. I do think she tried to make out with me once when she was drunk, but
It happens.
Yeah, but if you had $1 for every time you had a story like that,
I mean, I'd be a thousandaire for sure.
She'd have a mic stand made of titties.
If I had $1 for every time tonight someone wanted to make out with me, I just assume all people walking by want to make out with me. I go, oh, no, thank you. No. And they're like, I was just throwing away my soda. I'm like, okay, I'm sure. No, thank you.
What? He's like, I'm just trying to plug in my Tesla Cybertruck. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Hey.
I go, sure. Good one.
I will say, if you haven't been to a Luscious Lisa show, it's a very fucking sexy show. You're up there. You're giving it all, and I mean, how could the audience not want to make out with you? I'm just saying.
Thank you kindly.
And hey, you'll get it from my eyes all night long as I watch you dance and sing and whatever. I don't know. That sounded weird too.
I was going to say, now you
No
can't send her friend request. That was weird.
Now I'm gonna second guess it. I don't know.
See, this is what happens to me. I'm just
you have to deny it now.
I'm just kidding. I look in the mirror and I go, God damn, I get it.
I'm going into my closet when I get home, and I'm not coming till next week.
Now you send it for her. She's just gonna look at it and go, "Oh, he finally did it," and then she's gonna put denied.
I'm just not doing it. I'm I'm deleting my Facebook account tomorrow.
The whole account.
All right.
No, I do. I look at the mirror and I go, "Hey, Lisa, I get it." You know?
I've never said that when I
understand
look
why
in the
people
mirror.
think this way. All right. Hey, we have to get you in the studio at some point. Someday we'll get you in here to hang out. Yeah. So,
That would be super fun.
all right. So we will. We're gonna keep promoting it until it happens. But December
Awesome.
20th.
Thank you.
Today was the first day I actually heard about the show when Jeff sent me the record. So I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah, we haven't promoted it yet. We're working on all the stuff, and it's going to be out there soon, and we're super pumped.
Fuck
Hell
yeah. All right. Luscious Lisa, everybody. December 20th. Lisa, we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Also, a video came up. Luscious Lisa does Dallas.
Well, that was her.
It's a POV, and it's gross.
Oh, I love POV.
Even when the
When he said what he said about the friend request, I'm like, oh, I got. Oh.
exactly.
POV is the only way I know what it looks like from POV.
When he said about the friend request, I'm like, I got to get her on the air real quick because I know this is good.
That was great.
You did not fail me at all. As soon as you started talking, I'm like, this is everything I hoped for.
I tried to deliver. All right. You know what? I drank my beer through that segment, so let's go get one more beer in this break.
Okay. And then we'll come and we'll tackle the last 3 subjects or whatever we got.
Or we could just talk about P. Diddy, and I want to play these clips to you. Is Beyonce killing people? Did Amy Winehouse, is she part of this death to the triangle? I call it a triangle because I can only count to 3.
Have you heard of the Illuminati? No, I'm just kidding.
Is Beyonce part of the Illuminati and Jay-Z part of it too? We're going to play reels which are true.
Yep, and they're definitely lizard people.
And I would like to say thank you, Beyonce, because without you, I would not be doing this. It's just not true.
Doing this, like embarrassing yourself in front of people, or what exactly?
You two aren't people. You two are me. And
Send me a friend request.
deny.
This is from the new Luscious Lisa record, Born. Fuck Your Glamour. This is Born to Be Me. You're listening to Pop Culture Radio. We'll be right back.
Fuck your grandma.
I think it's Glamour.
Glamour?
Glamour. Yeah, fuck your glamour.
Fuck your grammar, too.
Sex, I'm hustling, slinging dough, you know, on your chest. Better than the rest, we're the best. Lisa, motherfucking martyr of
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. Woo! That is I Go by Luscious Lisa on the Fuck Your Glamour. Now I'm going to say grammar because you
Fuck
said
your grammar.
Fuck your grandma.
Fuck Your Glamour, the new album that comes out December 20th that we just talked about. We just talked to Luscious Lisa on the air, huh?
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. I really like
listen to
this
this.
one.
Feeling stupid, you tell me that I'm tripping, but I know that when you slipped in, you told me I was something. Now I see that you are marching to a different drum.
That track's, it has that sound, like you said, 3-6 Mafia with the hi-hat.
3-6 Mafia, and also some of the older Twisted, like
Yeah.
the guys that used to go with ICP and stuff. It's very in that like Twisted vein of tracks.
And what's funny to me is like the vocals, because the way Jeff produces stuff, it's always super clean, but the vocals on that track have a little bit of dirt on them.
Yep.
It's a little grimier, and it reminds me of like the way that Wu-Tang used to produce vocals back in the 90s, where they would use a super low sample rate on everything, and it would make everything sound like a little bit dirtier than it was.
Yeah, it's Dirty South.
Yeah. All right. So that was I kind of put you on Main Street on that one.
Did you send the
cool.
friend request?
You know, we were talking and we were discussing. I'll think about it after the show. But I gotta wait until like the friend request says a suggestion.
Right, you're not gonna go like search it. It's like got to come up on your scroll.
Yeah. I mean that was the thing. I like. Remember I said like it wasn't Luscious Lisa. It said Lisa something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I go, I kind of recognize that chick. Who is that? And then I saw it says who they're friends with. I go, Dirt McCoy and blah blah blah. I go, oh, that's Luscious Lisa. And so I click on it to like see her picture, and
it's her regular life, and you were
her
like,
regular life,
what?
I'm like, huh?
You felt like you were invading her regular. Yeah.
I felt right away like I was doing something. I was sitting on the toilet as well as I'm looking at pictures of her. And I'm like, should I send her a friend request? Facebook says to, but, you know, it is 4:30 in the morning.
So I was giving you shit, but no, that happens to me. Like, I'll be scrolling through, and it suggests people you may know, and you're like, oh, I've met them a few times, and we've got mutual friends and stuff, but if they wanted to be friends with me, they would have sent me a request.
Exactly.
Like, so, like, I was giving you shit, but I'm totally there with you. But it's funny because I'm like 99% sure I did actually send Lisa a friend request, you know, based off that, just scrolling and she popped up. But I did the same thing. I think I skipped over it a couple times. I was like, oh, I'm not going to send her a friend request. I don't want to be that weird guy. And then I was like, what the fuck? We're friends. Like in real life, when we see each other, we're very cordial and everything. It's always fun. Why the fuck would I not send her a friend request? That's weird.
well,
It's funny because I just looked up to see mutual friends. I'm like, I wonder if Bushey's his friend. I'm like, I have 199 mutual friends with her. Oh, you know what? You're right at the top. Yes, Bushey, you are friends with Lisa.
Boom.
yeah, it's Owen.
I'm a cool kid now.
And Owen?
No, trust me, I'm not.
No, you're not. Yeah.
You know what? I think there's a deeper part of it. Like, you know, when you mentioned, you know, Lisa has two sides. There's Luscious Lisa and Lisa whoever.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm Owen whoever, and then Owen Money. You know, the guy.
Yeah.
And it's part like, you know, I'm introduced as Owen Money, and if people see the real Owen, they'll be disappointed. They're bored. He's boring. He likes kids now. You know, he never used to.
Don't say it like that.
I enjoy being around kids.
No, you have children.
I have
and
children.
A
There
family.
you go.
And I enjoy it.
You've got a family
The way
now.
you should
Yeah.
always, going forward, listen to me for a second. Here's the way you should say that. I'm a family man with children now.
Yeah.
Not like, you know what I mean? You know what I like to do? Go to the park and watch the kids play.
I do
That's
nothing.
what I like to do.
I do nothing anymore but spend time around children.
Well, no, it's just. I get what you're saying.
Go ahead, defend it.
Before I hung around kids, I didn't know anything about them. I would avoid them. I would like. If people had brought like a 5-year-old around me, I'd be like, "Hi, widow baby boy, and
Give me
then-
a kiss.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But I would treat them like a baby because I didn't know how smart they were
Yeah.
or how dumb they are. You know, I don't know. It's just anyway. Fuck it. I got kids now. All right. Let's.
That's the sound of joy.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny. I can tell my little girl's my girl
Yeah.
because her 90% of communication is grunting and moaning and she's copying everything I do. So
Oh,
when,
yeah,
when I
she's-
get up and I groan, she thinks that's a word or something. So she looks at me. I'm like,
Your daughter's Tim Taylor off a Tool Time.
she is. She is.
She's a 45-year-old curmudgeon already.
She is 100%.
She came out that way.
We were trick or treating. I put her in the front of the Ecto, so it's like she's looking around, she's enjoying everything. But like, if you try to get her engaged in something, I like looking at shit. Leave me alone. And then, she loved the candy. She tried to eat it through the paper and stuff. All right, enough about kids.
Yeah, definitely your kid.
Yeah, I know. She's me and me all the way through. All right. We're running low on time because that's what happens.
Okay.
We never get to anything that we're planning on. We're going to talk about P. Diddy in a little bit, but before that, I want to get one little happy story to offset like the horrible P. Diddy story.
Yeah.
The Tragically Hype documentary.
Hip.
Hip.
Yeah. Okay.
I wrote hype on my paper. I'm sorry. Hype and hip.
The
are
Tragically Hip. Yeah.
Sizzle.
And by the way, I love the fact that you think that this is a happy story. It's it's not a happy story.
Well,
It's an inspiring story, but not happy.
well, from what I was reading on the YouTube just a second ago,
Yeah.
like I pulled up the trailer and I was gonna go watch it during the break, but I
Yeah.
figured we might play it here live.
Yeah.
And people are like saying, "Hey, I can't believe a trailer made me cry. This is the best
Yeah.
thing ever," and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not a happy thing.
Not necessarily.
Okay, all right. Fill me in.
Okay, so the Tragically Hip are a band from Canada. They're kind of like the Canada's Beatles. I mean, they were the best selling band in Canada from the mid '80s until they broke up in 2016. They're the band that like every kid growing up in Canada was a Tragically Hip fan. I mean, just to give you an idea, their last show, the Prime Minister, Justin Thoreau, was at the show in his Tragically Hip shirt he bought in high school. Like, that's how
How big they are.
ingrained
Okay.
in Canadian culture they are. There was a documentary that came out about them in 2017 called Long Time Running. Because in 2015, the lead singer, Gord Downie, found out he had an inoperable brain tumor. He had brain cancer. And so they had just finished a new record, and he was given the option. Start treatment now, and you'll gradually lose faculties, or we can do a massive surgery, take the mass of the tumor out, and you'll have a good 6 months, and that's it.
Ooh.
And so he opted to have the massive surgery done
Good
so
6
he could get
months.
the tour finished and say goodbye to Canada. And so their final tour was him basically saying goodbye to everybody. And their final show was broadcast all over CBC, all over Canada. It was simulcast in every major city in Canada. People showed up like it was a Lollapalooza event to watch the show. And he basically, they did their last show, and then he went away, and that was it. But it's an amazing story. Like, their entire story, the new documentary on Amazon Prime is called The Tragically Hip No Dress Rehearsal. It's a 4-part docuseries, and it talks about their entire career. I mean, these were just kids that met in in Canada and formed a band and found their way through this mess of a entertainment business. They came down to New Orleans and recorded an album called Road Apples, which is still like one of their best albums ever. And at the time they were recording the album, Gord Downie, the singer we're talking about, his son developed a staph infection and died while he was in New Orleans, like out of nowhere. Like the band experienced so much tragedy in their lives, and they became something that the entire country like rallied around.
Yeah.
It was insane. Like, I remember showing some of their stuff to Bushey, and like just showing him some live videos, then playing, he immediately goes, "Oh, these guys are great."
Yeah.
Like, just the vibe they give off, and like everything about their music, they come off like all of the best parts of Bob Dylan and all the bands that you grew up thinking, being told like, oh, this is great music, but then add a charismatic frontman and singer that makes you feel like I could be him, and that's what they are.
Yeah.
Like they're every man's band. It's so crazy.
Yeah. On the trailer on YouTube, somebody says, I teared up watching this. They are the soundtrack to my life. How lucky are we that they existed?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody said, how am I crying over this trailer? Please stop. Here, another print. This band changed my life. I can't believe I got to see them a couple years ago. So, yeah, I mean, big deal.
Yeah.
And
You got the trailer? You want to play it?
Yeah, I'll cue me up. I think I got
you're
everything.
queued up. Yeah.
Reset. I don't know.
You know, when Dirt showed me, I remember getting emotional over a band I'd never even heard of before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awesome. You can tell the music's really good, and the connection to their audience is
Yeah, what a fucking
second to
choice.
none.
Yeah. What a choice. You know, hey, we can basically destroy who you are in your life, and you'll be shitting yourself slowly. Or we could, give you 6 really good months left of life.
Yeah.
I found out something recently. My grandmother gave me some a printout or a photocopy of some articles she clipped out from when my dad got cancer and died, and they told, I didn't realize this, he had a 20% chance of living, and in the article they basically said, look, you can do nothing and die in 6 months, or try to get on this waiting list, get a new liver, and you'll maybe have 20% chance of living. And he's like, what other choice do I have? Like,
yeah.
So these choices you're faced with, and then my mind, and if you're prone to depression, don't listen to this part, but my mind starts going like, I'm lucky to right now, but we're all going to face something, so we're all basically got a time clicker until we have to say something like that or face something like that.
I told Dirt, if there was an option, I'd take the 6 months now.
No,
and that was before the last 2 months.
Well, you got 4 months to go then.
One of the things so the final episode of this series is dealing with all of that. And the part that I thought was crazy about it, so after they did the last show of the tour, the drummer that was speaking, he said, Gord sort of gave all of us our time with him. And he said, he was always accessible, and he was always around, and he was always, we could talk to him anytime we wanted. And he says, I made the decision to take my children over to the house one last time to hang out with Gord. He goes, and I told him, after this, I'm not going to reach out again because I don't want to know the decline. I don't want to know what you can't do today that you could do yesterday. And he says, so we shook hands, we hugged. He goes, it was a beautiful moment. He goes, we drove away. I could see him still waving to us in the mirror. My kids had a great time. He says, and then a few days later, I'm watching TV, and he goes, the Prime Minister is breaking in with a breaking news report. And he goes, oh, great, we've gotten ourselves into a war or something. And then Justin Theroux starts crying and says, Canada's lost a great man. And he goes, and that's how I found out that my singer had passed away. Oof. He's like, is that the Prime Minister of Canada? And he goes, what more validation do you need to know that your friend was a great man, that the Prime Minister of your country breaks into broadcasting to tell everyone that he's passed away? And he said, it was sad, but it was also empowering to know I'm on the right side. Mm-hmm. That Gord was that important.
All right, let me play this 2-minute trailer.
No dress rehearsal. This is our life. That's what you got to do. You got to make the most of it.
From Kingston, Ontario, Canada, my friends, the Tragically Hip.
Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
If any of us were in another band, I don't think we'd be able to do it because we wouldn't be in another band with our friends.
Crowds would get so loud that you couldn't hear anything happening on stage.
They put on a monster show. They were loud and tight and forceful, and Gord was mesmerizing.
They made it cool to be Canadian. I feel silly being sort of emotional about it.
The songs that we wrote matter a lot to people. It came at its cost. 30 years, relationships can get strained.
We probably should have had some therapy. I think at that point we probably needed it.
We knew there were problems. There was anger and frustration and resentment, and then Gord got his diagnosis.
First we'd climb a tree.
It was brain cancer and was incurable. The worst of the worst.
Memories, which used to be my forte. And now I can't remember people's names and can't remember lyrics.
What he's planning to do next is nothing short of awe-inspiring.
We got together and started to rehearse, to write an end to our own story.
No dress rehearsal. This is our life.
People came out and they showed their appreciation, gave Gord their love, and it helped him.
And I swear, as we progressed, he got better, and it was unbelievable.
And by the end of the tour, he felt like old Gord.
Even now I'm getting goosebumps.
Multiple generations of Canadians decided that the Tragically Hip were our band.
They will define for generations to come the music that exemplifies this country.
All right. That's hey. It kind of bummed me out. I have no clue who they are, but I'm gonna be listening now. And here I am jumping on the bandwagon when they're already dead.
Yeah, and there's a documentary that I looked at most recently. I looked it up, and it's not streaming anywhere. Called No Time or A Long Time Running, and it was just a documentary about the last tour. And it was like it starts out with Gord making this announcement of his diagnosis, and then the end of the last tour, and that's good.
It's on YouTube.
This is better because this tells you the whole story from the beginning.
Yeah,
like them becoming friends and building this band and how they became like brothers, and so it's even better. But yeah, it's a giant like. Anytime you see a story like that, and you're like, wow, the music's fucking great. Like, I remember seeing this when I learned about them and when all this was going on, and I'm like, oh, they played House of Blues in 2006. I could have been there. I could have seen this, but I didn't know about them. Yeah. And then when I started listening to the records, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, like, how did I miss this? Like, they're that good. Like, when I'm listening to the music, and it blew me away. And then I remember the hype up to the last show. And then I get the news report on my phone, the alert that Gord Downie has passed away, and I'm like, fuck, man, I missed that. Like, I caught on to it at the time the diagnosis was announced, and I'm like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then I listened to the records, and I'm like, this band is so fucking good. Like, I'm a total fan of this band at that point, and I'm like, I missed it. I missed all of that.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's like, and you see Dan Aykroyd, obviously, you saw him pop up. Dan Aykroyd, giant fan. They played Saturday Night Live. They were a musical guest on Saturday Night Live because Dan Aykroyd told Chris Farley, talk to Lorne, they need to be on the show. And when they show it in the documentary, they're on stage playing, and Chris Farley is off to the side of the stage, just totally in. It's because Dan Aykroyd, he's a Canadian, and he's a huge fan as well. But they had all of these friends and all these people in the business, and that was one of the things that they said got thrown at them a lot. There's like, oh, well, you're big in Canada, but you're not big in America. And he goes, and it used to bother us, but then we were just like, no, fuck it. Who cares? We're big in Canada. They love us here. Why do we need to be big everywhere? We're big in our country. People love us here. We can basically do everything we want to do here. They had a career around the world, all the other countries they played and all the other places they played. Any band would be happy with what they had like when they toured the United States, they didn't play like tiny shithole bars. They played theaters. They played places like Hard Rock and House of Blues and good sized theaters. It wasn't like they were unknown around the world, but when they played in Canada, they played the hockey stadium. So it was a big difference, but they definitely did not have a bad career internationally.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Is the band going to keep going, or
no? They said once Gord passed away, that was the end of the band. They've done a couple reunions since then, for like special events, especially for cancer foundations and stuff, with other singers performing their songs, and then they play as the backup band.
Yeah.
But they're not going to record any new music. They've been slowly releasing unreleased stuff. From albums that for songs that were like left off records. So they're still releasing stuff, but they'll never perform as the Tragically Hip ever again.
Well, there you go. Check it out, Amazon Prime. Tragically Hip, not Tragically Hype, but go find out what all the Tragically Hype is about the Tragically Hip.
That's your happy story for this evening.
I thought it was going to be a happier one because people said they were crying and they were happy on the fucking comments. And
I mean, it really
it's very inspiring.
It is very inspiring, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired of being inspired by crying. I mean, come on. Now. Inspire me with something fucking good. All right. Let me get through this Diddy stuff so that we can go home and cry in our beds. And by that I mean me and Bushey.
I'll do it on the way home. I can do it while driving. I'm a pro.
He'll cry on your crotch while you drive.
Okay.
Sounds wet. I like it.
We'll listen to Tragically Hip while I blow you. Happy Halloween.
Butterfly kisses
you
on my dick.
You don't stop to think about the words that are coming out of your mouth before you say them, do you?
Me? No.
Oh. Me? What did I just say? I don't even know what I just said.
You just said sounds wet. I like it. You said those fucking words. I didn't make that up out of thin air. Like you literally just said, sounds wet. I like it.
I say things in my head, I think sometimes, and they come out, and that's fine for the radio.
I like it like that. I like it real wet. I like it.
There's a new rap song right there. You get that down. All right. P. Diddy. Is he the master of all criminals? Is he like the super villain of all times? Does he control all of Hollywood? And before you say, come on, stop being crazy.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think.
The guy who's been down the wormhole doesn't think that's a crazy statement.
No, how do you get to be that powerful?
Money.
Money. It's all about money.
Vodka.
Money and vodka and baby oil. A lot of people have been going through, like, every Diddy appearance on anything and rewatching them and listening for any little thing. And one of the clips...
And none of them are little things. Like, it's very apparent he's a fucking creeper. As you see any of these clips.
Here's one I'm about to play you. It says, Diddy threatens Ellen on live TV. Well, I don't know if it's live, but it says live on here.
The worst one for me is the uncomfortable Justin Bieber interview where he's like,
I got that one queued up.
What's
here.
up, man? You don't call me no more?
Hold on. I got one of those queued up, too. But take a listen to this. I mean, Ellen seems like a pretty high-profile person, right?
She is a high-profile
She's
person.
one of the highest.
She ain't got that Ciroc money, though.
Yeah.
And apparently, I guess they were on a game show or something where they were talking. There was a host, too, and Ellen started to say something, and Diddy grabs her and basically says, you better stop or I'll show everybody the tapes.
I didn't see this one.
Really?
Let me play this.
All right. What do you have there? What's that?
Oh, that's something I brought for Portia.
She's not here.
No, but you was going to give it to her as a gift.
All right. Then I'll say it's mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's holding up a T-shirt, and there's a picture of something on the T-shirt.
No, you can tell the uncomfortable dominance he has over a lot of these people he's talking to. They're just like, okay,
absolutely.
sure, we'll head in that direction because you just said that.
All right.
Well, what about for me? Aw, look at that. That's so sweet. Thank you. How come it's for Portia and not me?
Because you're going to have her wear it, and...
All right.
The back of their shirt says, Love always P. Diddy.
I mean, we go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear T-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right. Let's...
I mean...
You roll that.
Okay.
All right.
I got to take two if the joke didn't work. I
it's okay.
I don't want no problems.
No, it's okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He says, I'm going to release that tape, and I don't want no problems.
No, hold on. Hey, so, cheers.
And then he makes a joke of, hey, cheers. So, all right, when this happened, why did not anybody, like, what was that about?
Because there hadn't been federal indictments and mansions
I don't think
raided
anybody
yet,
would have known what that meant.
It's hindsight is 2020. No, everyone just thought, I think I told Dirt when all of it was coming out that, like, I always had a really creepy feeling about the Diddy scene and Get Him to the Greek. I was like, it always felt a little too real. Like, I was like, I never thought Diddy was that good of an actor. But in the scene of Get Him to the Greek, like, it feels real. Like, he's like, I'm mind fucking you, and that's the way I work. I get in people's minds, and I fuck them good.
Really?
Yeah. And then, like, all this comes out, and yet again, even a scene in a, not science fiction, but fake, not reality,
in a
scripted movie, it still came off as creepy.
Yeah. Here's another one. This is saying Eminem apparently knew all about Diddy from the beginning.
Well, a lot of people did. 50 Cent's been on him for 20 fucking years.
Okay, when I hear that stuff, and then I hear like what was in this song, which I'm about to play, like it seems like
it wasn't just money. He was able to get people in compromising positions and get them on film, and then use that as blackmail. So it wasn't just even as simple as like paying people off and stuff like that. It was deeper than that. It was straight up blackmail. You know.
All right, listen to this Eminem song. What he says.
Address you. You can call me Love. Why'd you move to LA?
Wait,
For the kids. I don't have legal guardianship.
I'm sorry, this wasn't the one. This is
I was like, you got to be careful because that sounds like one of the ones just a bunch of shit chopped up to make it sound like something else.
Yeah.
Where did that? Because he goes, he spells out. He tries to spell out rapper. Oh, you know what? That's because it went on to something else. Stupid fucking YouTube. Well, there's this one song where he spells rapper, but he leaves out of a P. So he spells raper, and he goes, oh, he didn't leave out the P, did he? And then he starts talking about, everybody else that goes around with P. Diddy and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like all these people were trying to tell people, but why didn't somebody just come out and say, listen, P. Diddy likes to oil up people with GHB and then fuck
because
them.
then you get pneumonia and die.
What? Which I teased this during the break with y'all. But that is one person or one thing, getting pneumonia and dying with this baby oil and this GHB thing. I guess it's a thing, right?
I don't think the GHB baby oil and the dying from pneumonia are necessarily related, other than it all comes
There's
from
some
Diddy.
kind of respiratory thing that comes from it, right?
What I heard, so you got to be very careful because, as I told you, there's a ton of this shit that's just fake and people are making stuff up and all this. But what I've kind of tried to stay, what I'm taking as fact is what's on the indictments and also the Kim Porter diary. The Kim Porter diary, there is some crazy shit where, she talks about they had an open relationship and that, but once she actually started taking advantage of that open relationship and it not just being Diddy in the open part of it,
he didn't like it.
She started dating other people. And these people that she would date, after about a year or two, they would die of pneumonia. And it happened multiple times. And even she had said, if I ever die of pneumonia, it was, it was Diddy because that's how he gets people.
Yeah. One of the
it's crazy.
And she died of pneumonia,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
One of the things that I saw is Brittany Murphy, who died of pneumonia, and then her husband, like a month later, died of the same thing.
Yeah.
They apparently, if you look back at her picture profile, everything's nice, and then she gets hooked up with P. Diddy. She looks like shit, and then they die, So there might be something to that. I don't know.
When you said that, that's like the first thing that popped in my head was like, oh, shit, I never would have made that connection. But, and listen, I'm not saying like, because we're in a situation right now where this is a top bit news story, so there's a lot of shit that's being put out there. But her death was always so weird because it's like she died of pneumonia, then her husband died, and it's like, and they're like, oh, maybe something in the house is fucked up, like there's like black mold or something like that. But it was definitely interesting. It was curious as to how all that happened. But then now we're hearing like with Kim Porter's story and all the stuff that happened there, and then Brittany Murphy. I'm like,
and
maybe
Murphy was also in the movie with Eminem, so maybe she could have been getting friends with him, and this might have been.
She was in 8 Mile, yeah.
I don't know if
yeah.
want to connect all that together. But all right, now the other thing that's going around, how is P. Diddy and Rihanna like connected?
You mean Beyonce?
Beyonce, I'm sorry, yeah.
Well, because they're saying Jay-Z has a lot to do with all this too.
Okay.
And that's his wife.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm aware, that's the only connection. I haven't heard about all this Beyonce stuff you're talking about.
So
I pay zero attention to Beyonce.
So, okay, well, the other thing that's going around is if, like, if you beat Beyonce in like one of these award shows, you're gonna get killed. Basically, if you beat her and don't show her the love that she deserves, she's gonna get killed. Remember when Kanye West jumped up in front of Taylor Swift and said, I get you second.
Yeah.
Beyonce is the best ever.
Yeah.
People are saying that he did that just to save her fucking life because she didn't know about all this shit that's going on. Now, what's this shit that's going on? And do we have any other examples? Let me play you a few right here. Do we remember this young lady? Unmute.
Hi, guys. Hi. Danger Mouse, Samuel Dixon, Paul Epworth.
One. This is Adele. She can hardly speak. Hold on. All right, this one they muted what she was saying. They're just putting it on here. But when she got on there, she was crying. She was upset. She says, "I'm terrified. I beat Beyonce." Hold on.
Album was just
Here we go.
so monumental. The Lemonade album was just so monumental. Beyonce, it was so monumental. Thank you.
It does sound like she's terrified.
She's
like, oh shit,
terrified.
I won.
Yeah.
If you look at her, she's upset. It's not like she's happy upset. It's like I'm scared of something.
Right.
So there's been a few people like that have popped up, and I've thanked some people in the country music. I mean, I know she did a country music album here recently.
Yeah.
And they were thanking her. But let me play this one. There is one person that did beat her and won something, and then didn't thank her. Let me play this. Amy Winehouse. She didn't thank her.
3 months after Amy Winehouse died, we finally know what killed her. Amy was more than 5 times the legal drink drive limit when she died, as the coroner at the inquest into her death recorded a verdict of misadventure. The hearing was told that Amy had a period of abstinence from alcohol, but started drinking again the week of her death.
Well, I mean that. Druggie's gonna OD. I mean,
Amy Winehouse is a hard one because
but that's always that whole legal limit or amount to kill you is
it
always
has
so
to do
off.
with your tolerance, so that's always questionable.
There was one
but,
other
yeah.
person that keeps going on this video that also died. Hold on, let me did I keep...
The thing.
Aaliyah also beat her and then died a few days later in a deadly plane crash. Anyway, those are 2 people that beat.
That all just sounds a lot of
Coincidence
conspiracy to me.
All
I mean, what? I don't know. It's not like Beyonce all of a sudden wins and makes more money because they're dead. Like, you know what I mean? I don't see the payoff for the effort put into that conspiracy. It doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Here's another one. I saved it.
But back to the whole 5 times the amount to kill you and stuff. What people don't realize is it doesn't kill you like instantly. You're probably suffocating or choking on your own vomit or over oxygenated your blood, whatever the hell it's doing. It melted your brain. You could ingest probably 100 times the lethal limit before you actually die if you did it quickly. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories before, not naming names, but of people who were snorting heroin, and then snorting line after line, and not thinking it was doing anything, and then they end up dying.
Boom.
And then their toxicology just 6 times what it takes to kill an elephant. I'm like, yeah, because they didn't realize that any of this was taking effect until it was
Too late.
Too late, yeah.
Because that first one was really good. So they didn't feel the rest of them.
This one I
It's
saved.
not doing anything.
This is both Lizzo and Taylor.
Do it again, Bob.
Taylor's reaction says it all. Hold on. Let me play this one real quick.
Grammy goes to Lizzo for About Damn Time.
She is shocked. Now listen to her.
She knows.
Beyonce, whoo.
She knows.
You changed my life. You sang that gospel medley, and the way you made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music. So thank you so much. You clearly are the artist of our lives. The artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me. I appreciate that. And all
It's
us
Adele.
artists here
We fucking adore you. You are.
Another part of my problem with these videos you've been playing about this stuff, though, is it's hyper produced with like music to make you feel a certain way and everything. Like you take that music out of it, and this also feels different. You know what I mean? Like they're setting a mood that they're trying to project with. I'm not saying it can't be real, but that whenever it's like super produced, I mean not super produced, but like whenever you can tell that they're using editing and music to create a certain mood or tone for you to be ingesting what you're watching in a certain way, I have a hard time
just like
being
church.
Like, oh, that's the way it is.
Just like church.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
But
boom.
But when you just take down, actually just write down what they're saying, all these people are thanking Beyonce for no reason. Why they?
It is weird, and they do sound, even if you take the music out of it, I think,
They
because like I
sound
said, I'm looking past that. No, Adele sounded goddamn terrified. Like that didn't sound like someone that was happy, or
She sounded like she was trying to escape Michael Myers.
Yeah, no, that I'd never heard that. That is definitely concerning.
Here's another one. This isn't a music person, somebody winning, but we remember what happened to Wendy Williams live on air?
Oh, man.
Remember she passed out and did something weird? And
she's got a history with P. Diddy for sure.
And she's gone. She's gone. She's nowhere now, right? She doesn't
well,
have a show
she's
anymore?
alive, but she's not on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened a few days before she passed out? Let's play this.
It's a disgusting business. That's all I'm going to say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators of the media. What is that? Is that a baby bump? I don't know. What the couple found most difficult to deal with, says another source, was the fact that some of the rumors were being perpetuated by people they considered friends, like talk show host Wendy Williams. Well, first of all, I've never partied with them. I've never been to their house. I don't swim in their pool. Like, we're not friends. The stunt left Beyonce angered beyond belief. That means she watches. Fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. She, you know, Beyonce can't talk. Beyonce sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk. Guess who's jealous of
These are Wendy Williams ideas, not mine, not Dirt's.
Yeah.
Maybe a little of Bushey's.
No.
I do,
Come for
in
me,
my mind,
please.
believe that Beyonce is very controlling regarding her image. Like, very controlling.
Beyonce, what planet do you
pneumonia.
live on?
You can't ban cameras.
Anyway, this
Everybody's got
keeps
cell phones
going.
with cameras. Respect that. Bow down. B words. You know, a few weeks ago, she was singing at the inauguration.
Talking about
then
Beyonce.
she was performing at the Super Bowl. We celebrate. You're on a
All right. I mean, it keeps going, and basically the video ends with her doing she's dressed up like the Statue of Liberty. Remember, this was a Halloween show.
Yeah.
And her she rebooted. She's like, starts to stand up. Her eyes go back in her head. She faints. Live TV. And it turns out she comes back a little bit later. She goes, I just got overheated. And the show has never been what it was before. I think it's been canceled since then. And where the hell is she? With everything else going on, smoke, it seems like there's fire burning everywhere. All over the house of
well, people
P.
forget
Diddy.
now that, you know, Jay-Z was a crack dealer gangster before he became a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, that is the kind of weird thing about Diddy is he was never like a gangster like that. Like, he had a nice upbringing and went to college and got in the music business and then became a creeper, like, after, you know, sometime during that.
So that was going to be my question. So now, having played all of that, Bushey, I know you've And I think at one point you said you've watched a 5-hour YouTube video explaining some of this stuff too, because I know you've been like down the rabbit hole quite a bit.
If you add it up, I'm sure I'm 40, 50 hours worth of content on this.
Yeah. So, because me and you talked about the 50 Cent. 50 Cent is the last person you want to have a problem with because he will troll the fuck out of you, and he will spend money to troll you.
He will spend millions and millions of dollars just to fuck with you, and apparently 50 Cent is like the best person in real life because if you've got the money of fucking every other famous person that you troll and they never find any dirt on you, even manufactured dirt. You know what I mean? Like, you've never heard anything bad about 50 Cent.
Yeah, he fucks with people so hard. If there was any dirt on him, it would be out there.
Yeah.
I got some dirt on him. He fucking bought vitamin water, then it tanked a little bit. He lost $1 million or two.
Yeah, but he made like 1.4 billion before he lost the couple million.
So what have you seen in all this? Like where are we at?
Do we need to go after Jay-Z?
I don't know. That's the way. So the Jay-Z, I keep hearing him come up, but yet again, if I actually believe if Jay-Z was part of it, you're not, as the feds, going to come in and raid Diddy and take all his stuff and then just let Jay-Z twist in the wind while you prosecute Diddy. If they had something with Jay-Z and Beyonce was involved in all this, it would have all come down the same time.
It would have been, we would know about it already.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that it can't happen in the future, but I would be really fucking surprised because to me, if there was anything prosecutable, it would happen. It would all came together. Why would you have two people you think are doing the exact same thing that are in close proximity to each other, that are massive crimes, human trafficking, and all this, and then not go after Diddy and or Beyonce and Jay-Z? Yeah. So I don't know.
Because honestly, I almost think like if you were to go after Jay-Z and Beyonce, that would be a bigger news story than Diddy at this point.
Yeah, that's what I would
most likely.
Way bigger. Yeah.
Here's another thing. I mentioned Rihanna earlier. What is her connection with P. Diddy?
I don't know shit about Rihanna. I mean, other than honestly, I mean, from what you hear about Rihanna and everything, she's kind of a freak and probably had no problem. If she was part of that, I'm sure she was a very active member. I would say, like she was cool with it. I don't know.
I'm gonna play this one song, and according to the internet sleuths out there, Eminem apparently saved her life with this song. Oh wait, I'm turned down. Never mind. I'm gonna play it later. I'm turned. All right. Well, maybe. All right. Let me refresh this page. Sorry. It's just.
So
weird.
You're saying Eminem saved Rihanna from Beyonce?
I'm not this person.
Eminem saved Rihanna with a song, but Diddy doesn't want to leave them alone. The lyrics even hinted that Diddy had a tunnel leading to Rihanna's house.
I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath.
Eminem named the song The Monster as a warning to Diddy. And through this song, Rihanna broke free from Diddy's control. Diddy knew that Eminem, along with Dr. Dre and 50 Cent, would help Rihanna. If Diddy ever attacked, he'd face retaliation from all of Detroit. According to insiders, Eminem also tried to help Justin Bieber, but he couldn't escape. As a rapper from the slums, Eminem often dissed Diddy in his songs, hoping to protect others from Diddy's harm. But few understood Eminem's hints until Diddy got arrested. Fortunately, Rihanna stopped releasing albums 3 years later, stepping out of the music industry to start her cosmetics company. Diddy never dared to target Rihanna again, believing that Eminem had romantic ties with her. But the gentle man just wanted to help his friend as much as he could.
All right. Enough of that shit. So basically, it looks like when we were kids, everybody like looked at Eminem like, he's a fucking troublemaker or whatever. But now that we're adults, is Eminem some kind of like secret vigilante saving stars from the horrible people that are out there and then writing songs and hinting about it? And why hint about it? Why not just say P. Diddy is raping people?
Because that could, come with a lot of backlash and what do they call it? Defamation lawsuits and stuff like that. It's
you
almost
have to be able to prove all that.
Yeah, you're almost kind of better to sneak diss, so to speak. You know what I mean? Kind of, make reference to, allude to, because then people can make videos like this. You know what I mean?
With the rap war, when it was just Lamar and
Kendrick,
whatever,
Kendrick, Lamar, and Drake.
I'm like, yeah, this is something. But now that it's everybody and there's like sex wars and deaths and dying, I'm like fucking totally in. Where do I get my fucking tickets?
See, and that's what I was trying to explain to you a while ago. I have actually held back on sending you plenty of videos because I don't think. Remember when you said like, oh yeah, but rappers aren't dying off like they used to, or it's not as bad as it used to be, and I was like, you're crazy, it's way worse. Dude, I could send you a video every week of someone dying, but they're these drill rappers and people that are actually, it's different because before you had people that were kind of gangster and then would get in the music, but it was more like the Michael Jackson era where you actually had stars and groups of people that were to make you publicly presentable, and PR people, stuff like that. Now, because you can put your music out on YouTube and, World Star and SoundCloud and all that, you've got people that become millionaires off of their music that maybe only release like 5 songs, but it has to do with
one good
it
song.
blows up
Yeah.
quickly because it gangs. You know, you got thousands of people in the gang, so that blows it up originally. Then it actually becomes mainstream. But you've got these guys that are really living that life, killing each other every day, like straight up mafia, mafioso type life. I've told you guys before, part of the reason that I keep getting deeper and deeper down the hole of rap, and especially drill rap, is it's like watching fucking Scarface over and over, but it's real life. You know, you see all this stuff going down, and
watching
it's
a reality show happen. And actually speaking,
it's actually real though.
yeah. And like in related to that, I heard this week, I guess Tekashi 6ix9ine got arrested again. Now he violated terms of his
parole,
conditional release or whatever. And now
I didn't know that. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm sure they'd want to get him because he was doing all this shit. He just
was it Danny Hernandez, I think is his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, he violated the terms of his release again. He's back in prison again. And I'm like, and he's one of those guys where I'm like, I look at his story and I'm like, dude, really? Like, at what point do you realize like?
Well, no, it makes perfect sense to me because every bit of attention, fame, and money he's gotten is from being the world's biggest troll.
Yeah, but at some point, and I think this might be the point, it's like where you're going to do serious hard time, and what is your fame going to do for you at that point? You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't say he was smart.
Yeah. But I mean, the world of hip hop.
If you've been rewarded your entire life, I mean, his songs don't have millions of views; they have hundreds of millions to billions of views. He's got more songs with like total view count than most people will ever have in their entire life.
Yeah,
and it's more off of his behavior. The music is fun. I don't give a fuck. I've said it before. I like Tekashi 6ix9ine. I played a song. You were surprised. You like it. His shit's catchy.
Yeah.
And then he also uses that to fuel the trolling in the online persona. So if you've been rewarded your entire life and the only thing that's making you millions and millions and millions of dollars is being a troll, I don't know that you learn not to be a troll. Even if you end up, maybe you're right. Maybe after 5 years in prison, you finally come out and go, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't troll. But
maybe I should just go on tour. Because he has never done that. He's never gone. When's the has Tekashi 6ix9ine ever played Orlando? Probably not.
If you can take that picture, do you have to play in Orlando?
But
that's nothing. That's little money.
No, but
that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, but listen, that picture is part of it for me. I'm like, I look at that dude and I'm like, he's not a terrible looking guy. He's got a gimmick. He's got a theme. When you look at that picture and you're like, dude, you got billions of views.
But you also
people love your music. Like,
but you also just said it.
Like,
you also just said it though. That's his gimmick.
Yeah.
If he now breaks and stops being that guy, now I was always an act. It's always fake, and that money stops coming
now
in.
It's not real anymore.
You can't stop. If he stops, it's over. He's probably in a better position if he keeps doing what he's doing to have hundreds of millions of dollars and just fight the cases than to not do anything that's going to get him in jail, and the money stops coming in, and now everybody because I mean he already went the rat route, and he managed to kind of beat that stigma, not necessarily beat it, but still have musical success even with the stigma, where most wouldn't in that vein of music, the gangster rap shit.
Yeah.
People still accepted it just because he's entertaining and troll. You know, the biggest song he did, after he came out of prison for ratting on everybody, he made himself a fucking cartoon rat in the video. You know what I mean? You take that away, and now I don't know. If I was him, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. I'd take my hundreds of millions and my mansions and fade into obscurity, and I beat it all and I won. But you know, if you're that guy, that's probably not in you to give up.
You're chasing the next fix.
Yep. Chasing the next beef.
So I mean, somebody like Tekashi 6ix9ine, is he on maybe Jay-Z's target list, or is it just two different worlds?
Nah, different worlds.
I don't think he's. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's popular and he's done a lot, but I don't think he's at that level. Like, he's a high B, and we're talking about like straight A's.
Yeah, I got
like
you.
like Jay-Z and Beyonce and P. Diddy. They own the companies that write that guy's checks.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like they're at that level, or where he's successful and popular and he's done a lot of shit, but like at this point in their career, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're not employees anymore. They own the companies.
You're talking about
write their checks.
billionaires versus millionaires.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that really is that. And I, in my opinion, he's in such a different vein of music that they don't even slightly share fan base.
No, okay.
Like it's not even in the same hemisphere of fan bases.
Not at all.
No, nobody that's enjoying Tekashi 6ix9ine is listening to Beyonce.
Well, okay. Is there anybody we should be focused on that might be their next victim, and we could, like, I don't know, watch it happen?
Huh?
You want to camp out outside the house? Is what you're saying?
Let me go through my Diddy's next victim Rolodex. I don't know.
Well, anyway, whatever happens, I know Beyonce has nothing to do with it, and I thank you, Beyonce, for my life. With that said, I'm going to play one more clip. I forget exactly what it said here, but Sharon Osbourne apparently had a run-in with Diddy.
Oh,
and
I've heard about this.
She says something on one of her programs, which at the time was just an innocent thing, but I think it makes more sense now. So let me play with it. I think her son is coming in to talk to her. And
Jack, so Kelly went out last night, and apparently Puff Daddy's security guard bumped into her and knocked her on the floor. And then Puff Daddy picked her up and put her on the table and apologized and was really nice to her. And told her she doesn't wear enough diamonds and that he was going to get her a diamond watch.
P. Diddy's the homie.
And I said he smells good, he dresses nice, he's fine. Wouldn't it be cool if Kelly went out with Puff Daddy?
And then they do this whole like monologue on the show. This was from the Osbourne show, where Kelly and P. Diddy are like in this fake love relationship and stuff like that.
That's not creepy.
It's not creepy at all. But well, what a good fucking line. What I got out of that is like you sit a girl down who's a little uncomfortable and you say, "Hey, baby, you don't wear enough diamonds." And then this motherfucker goes and buys her a big fucking ass diamond. And this is just Kelly fucking Osbourne. This isn't like anybody like. Well, I guess she's big time. She was, is whatever. But, I mean, what a fucking move. I mean, I'm going to use that. Of course, if I use that line, then I'll actually have to buy a diamond. So never mind. I'm not going to fucking use that line. That's stupid.
I like the idea that you're like, I'm going to learn my pickup lines from P. Diddy.
Hey, I mean, if that motherfucker can convince everybody to go along with his, like, sexual depravity and killing people, then, like, why not learn something from him, right?
I'm pretty sure it's a terrible fucking thing to say.
I just want people to leave me alone. If he can convince people to kill people and whatever he's doing, I can use his powers just to get people to leave me alone. Let me live my life. Have the neighbors stop asking me to help them fucking pay for their fucking fences and shit. God damn it.
I was just looking for it, but I can't find it. But I do want to say, like, so last weekend before last, Ozzy Osbourne got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for a second time. First time was for Black Sabbath. This time for his solo work. And what I thought was really funny is that Jack Black was the one who inducted him, right? And so Jack Black tells this story, which was me and Bushey watched it during the induction. It's super heartfelt where he's like, I'm a kid, I'm 13, I'm in the record shop, I'm trying to figure out what record to buy. And he goes, and then some old metalhead just like, hey, kids, stop fucking around, get this record. And that was how he's introduced to Ozzy. But what's funny is he goes down the timeline of Ozzy, and he's like, Black Sabbath, he invented metal. He's like, then Blizzard of Oz, Randy Rhoads, he's like, second career. And then No More Tears with Zakk Wylde. He goes, Rebirth. And he goes, and then the Osbournes. He goes, him and his family created a new genre of television, reality TV. And he goes, the most evil thing he ever did.
No, that was really good.
He's like, the most evil thing that Ozzy Osbourne has ever done was create reality TV.
And I said that night I didn't know the Osbournes was the first reality show. I never watched it.
From the time
I had no idea.
Yeah, the
Real
time it
World
came out.
was.
That's what I said
Well,
that night. I said I thought
yeah,
it was
but
like
Real World, there was no designation for reality TV at this time because Real World was like people scripted, set up in a house. You're in a house. We're putting you together to create this.
Yeah, that's reality TV.
Yeah, but reality TV is
True
when you're like,
story!
we follow your family. Like, this is the reality. That's not real. We're creating a reality for you in this house. Reality TV is like, here's your life, and we're following your life. Like the Kardashians. Like, Kardashians aren't like, it's not like you're putting a bunch of people together and like, hey, this guy is a redneck and this guy is Spanish and one of them has AIDS and we're going to put them in a house together and see how they react to each other.
I'd watch
like,
that.
Well, that was Real World. Season 2, San Francisco, I believe. But
Maybe I didn't watch it.
Yeah. But no, the Osbournes was literally just like, hey, here's a family. Let's document their life and put it on TV, you know?
So you're saying there was actual reality television?
Actual reality television, yeah. They were before Survivor. They were before Big Brother. They were before all that shit.
I think the first reality television I watched was American Idol. That was after that. Yeah,
I watched. Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy thinking about like in the timeline of that we've lived in, all the things we've seen. I remember when Survivor became a thing, and then the Monsters had a Survivor at the radio station. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And they were like, we're looking for people, and I called Daniel, and I was like, hey, I have a buddy of mine that works with me. He's one of my parts clerks. He's from St. Thomas, and he's like a real-ass fucking St. Thomas from the island guy, and Daniel's like, send him down, and they put him on the show. And it's like all of us were at work listening, going, holy shit, Neil's on the radio right now. And they're like, and I remember Dirty Jim going, Neil's got a stick. I think he's going to beat this guy to death because there was somebody trying to knock down his shanty that he built. I'm like, we were listening to live like reality TV on the radio at the time because that was a big deal when Survivor became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So to close out, well, and I know we're getting close to the end here.
I'm starving.
I pulled up AI song generator real quick, and I tried getting it to make me a song about how P. Diddy is horrible and Beyonce is queen of all.
Okay.
It's probably got thousands of them stored at this point.
It wouldn't let me use anything with Beyonce's name. It kept coming up and saying, we will not let you use another artist's name. Beyonce. P. Diddy was fine. Beyonce was wrong. So I had to write B-E, Beyonce.
Oh, I like this.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's just play it.
B. I'll say.
Oh, you can barely hear it.
Sick beat, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, whatever it is, go hard.
Kingpin prowling the lanes, dealing fortunes, mind in chains. If you diss, beware the wrath. Spitfire cut through your path. Beyonce, crown queen, my son. Queen reigns supreme, battles won. Bowing presence, grace divine. Royalty.
Yo, cut this out of the show. I want that track.
I'm telling you that.
No.
Yeah.
All bullshit aside, cut that shit out of the show. I want that fucking track, and we're gonna make a song to that.
I will write you that track.
Yeah, dude, that shit goes hard.
Listen to what it says. All right, I'm gonna pause it because
it's got a lot of ambiance.
Yeah. It says Beyonce's crown gleam like sun, queen reigns supreme, battles won, bow in her presence, grace divine, royalty in every line. Then it goes, Diddy in the crypt, dark den, secrets held within his pen, riddle thoughts masked in gold, mysteries of tales untold. I mean,
I'm mad that whatever I make isn't going to be that good, but still, you know as well. Both me and you were feeling that fucking track.
No, that track was fucking great. Yeah, as soon as that kick hit, I'm like, oh, this is
and it's got the real like heavy like
behind
it,
dude. Look at the album cover it made for me. Beyonce's like the queen, fucking right there in the middle. But all right,
is that a vulture with her?
No, that's P. Diddy.
Makes sense.
That is a vulture with her.
Right.
That is a vulture with her.
Yeah, this is Beyonce's realm, a queen's dope throne, voices echoes carved in stone, strength unmatched, powers thrive, her essence keeps us all alive.
God damn.
I think AI knows exactly what's fucking going on, and I'd like to thank Beyonce for this show, and I love you very much, and I will have no, I won't. No, I will not have your baby because I don't want Jay-Z killing me. I like to thank Jay-Z also. He doesn't get thanked enough for killing people for Beyonce.
Allegedly.
Well, whatever. Sure. Nobody's listening to this. Watch Jay-Z decides to do his weekly search for his name, and and this pops up, and this show's not on next week. If we're not on next week, call Jay-Z.
Speaking of which, before we close out the show,
yes.
I sent you a text. I don't know if you saw that, but the Fat Dukes of Fuck.
Yes.
They heard our show.
They send us a care package?
And they sent us a care package. And they sent one vinyl and one CD. And so I'm like, obviously, I'm keeping the vinyl, but I'm going to give you the CD to play in your truck. So Bushey, I played him a little bit of it. He missed out on this. But so the Fat Dukes of Fuck, we featured them on the show. They listened to the entire 2-hour fucking program and texted me back and said, or texted me and said, or messaged me on Facebook and said how happy they were that now these guys are in Las Vegas, Nevada.
They have too much time on their hands.
So I'm like, I'm going to try to figure out something where I got to get them to Orlando for a Fat Dukes of Fuck Orlando show, which would be a blast. But yeah, so their new album, I don't know if you caught this, the single is For Skinderella. That's the name of the new single, For Skinderella.
What the hell is wrong with my search? I just searched for Fat Dukes of Fucks, Nevada, and guess what comes up? A bunch of pixelated shit. It's like, what is wrong with my settings?
It's almost like your algorithm knows that you only search porn.
No. Well, no, because
like this guy wants to see fat people fucking.
Earlier,
Google, get on that.
One of the stories I was going to do is they found a perfectly preserved dinosaur butthole. Perfectly preserved. And
really?
Yeah, so I Google search preserved dinosaur butthole real quick.
Right. Makes sense to me.
How do you think that's not going to come up with something?
Everything was pixelated, and curiosity got me, so I go, please show me. And this is what shows up. It's animation of cave women eating out dinosaurs' buttholes. What is wrong with my computer? I need to reset it.
Oh, it's definitely not the computer.
I mean, have you ever wanted to see a Trianodon do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know before you showed me, but now I do. Now I know when to see it.
Jesus Christ.
Think of all the new positions you can do with the shapes of different dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The internet's a bad place, y'all. That's all I got.
I'm surprised that you were surprised that you ended up with cartoon dinosaur analingus.
By the way, covering the lead, they did find a perfectly preserved dinosaur butthole. And that's where the egg came out of, the pee and the poop, or the peep, which is pee and poop together.
How many fingers could it fit?
Well, it's, what do you call it? It's fossilized, so not many.
That means it's tight.
It could fit all of them.
All of them.
All that you wanted to get up there.
Do you want your final thoughts on this show?
Well, yeah. Well,
what's your final thoughts on this show? Like, what have you learned, I think, to take home to the kids?
Well, we talked a lot about stuff, weathering some storms and going through holidays and making memories and experiencing things you never thought you'd experience. Like having to send a friend request to somebody that says she'd be totally open to your friend request, but you don't know whether to send it to her personal one or her entertainment one, and you're just not going to do anything. So the only thing I can really sum this program up with the fossilized buttholes and the P. Diddy stories is ignore what everybody else is doing. Just keep on moving on with what you're doing. And I know things can be horrible. You look at your situation right now, Bushey, and you think, man, I just would rather die. But you're forgetting about the people around you. There's a lot of people that don't want you dead, that would like you to be alive, and you should focus on the happiness that you get from them a little bit. You know, you focus on that little bit of happiness, that little bit of light, that growth. It's going to keep growing. If you focus on all the darkness, the death, the pain, that's going to be what takes over your eyes. And to sum everything else up is December 20th, go to Will's Pub for the party.
Luscious Lisa.
Luscious Lisa, the party.
And by the time you go to that show, Owen is going to be friends with her on Facebook.
Possibly. I'm thinking of possibly like maybe mid-morning tomorrow sending it so it looks like I woke up. I did some stuff.
You woke up.
I reflected on the show from last night.
Then I sent it to her. Not like I was up all night going, should I do it now or not? No, this is 15 minutes too early. Let's do it in like 20 minutes. No, wait, now the sun's coming up, and she'll think I waited till the sun came up just to send it. No, I got to wait until like 10, 15, and 30 seconds. I mean, nobody else goes through this with everything they do?
I was with you before, but now you took it too far.
Yeah. But, all right. Dirt, play me a song to get whatever
I'm going to play
I just said out of
this
my
is
head.
the track that we talked about earlier. This song's called Civil War from Luscious Lisa from the Fuck Your Glamour album that comes out December 20th. So everybody,
Glamour shots.
Everybody goes, yes. The album cover is fucking great. And this is one of Jeff's like drone tracks. This is one of the things that I think is really hard to do. So when you hear his vocals, it's all the same note. It's really tough to do something creative when you're doing drone like this.
I didn't know this was called like drone because you sound like a drone, right?
Drone is because it's one note.
You're droning, yeah.
Droning across the, Now, everyone on this track doesn't stay drone, especially Sabrina. But yeah, he's droning one note across the mix, which is. I would never do this because I'm not confident enough to do it, but he's literally droning the same note all over his. And here comes the chorus. And since now Lisa's not droning anymore, but. All right, you're listening to Pop Culture. Oh yeah. And her big thing is the confidence level that she has when she's on stage and has a mic in her hand. That's the part that I think people of any type anywhere could benefit from this. It's like being able to be that confident in your life to go, hey, I have something to say, and you're gonna listen to me. You know what I mean?
Dude, like I was trying to say earlier without sounding so creepy, it's a very sexy thing having that confidence.
Yeah. She's definitely a super confident person. Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
What did she say? She's got a tight heart and a pussy of gold.
You're listening to Pop Culture Radio. We'll see you again next week.
Pop Culture Radio has been a weird Florida production. Like and subscribe on your favorite platform.